If any or you tried to make an excuse to stay home today or you're just wicked.
How was that?
Don't have 4 days off. Or you still want the next one again?
There are a lot of persons that did not go to work this morning. They would have called in sick. To those individuals, we see you.
You're wicked.
Your employer also knows this, because some of those employers are so accustomed knowing that it's coming. It's coming. So some workplace today had not a full force.
Staff.
Yeah, the short staff this
And you're
morning,
always
this afternoon
responsible
too.
you're always responsible for saying why Trinidad don't have no good service.
Hmm.
You don't like lime so much?
Well, the rain too. You know, sometimes somebody might just get up and say, you see this weather this morning? Let me just extend my weekend, yes? So
There's only an excuse if you're flooding.
only if you're flooding.
Yeah, only if you're flooding. Only if you're flooding.
To build a strong and better.
So yes, guys, we are here, and you guys know we do it on a Monday.
That is the main foundation.
And within this hour, we open the phone lines.
Because this is our land. Come my
Give you guys that opportunity to call in and
nation together.
touch base with us, check in with us. And you guys will be hearing me saying this over and over on a Monday. So much happens over the weekend. It's just too much to tell Jesus. It's like, wow.
I don't think Jesus wants to know what's going on right now.
You don't feel so?
I don't feel so at all. I feel he was well good napping and I decided to overdo it. I know wasn't ready. You know?
Too much to tell Jesus. Too much to tell Jesus.
Just 2 days, you know. 4 days for some of you who have leisurely jobs. You check, we actually have essential work to do, so we didn't get no 2 days off, right? We were here doing the people and work, talking to the nation. Right? But between Saturday and Sunday, now I'm on the cusp of wondering if I need to start thinking about pedaling to work. Nah, man.
It's that crazy.
Yeah. It's that wild. And for once, it's not Trini Bacchanal, which is... I don't want to say it's refreshing. I think I'd rather take some Trini comments right now. But the world decided to take center stage over the weekend. Yeah. As the head tangerine in charge decided to press the big red button, so to speak.
So we invite you guys, you know, to call in, check in with us, and if it is that, you know, there's something that happens over the weekend that you like to touch on, or, you know, let me take it light. Yeah, we give you guys the opportunity to set the tone for this week. Let's know exactly, you know, what has happened, what interests you, what are your concerns, and you guys should know those numbers by now, but just in case that you forgot. It's 342-0081 and 466-5391, and you could also call via WhatsApp as well.
Yeah, so let me take it light. Well, first, let's say big congrats to the West Indies women's side. Resounding victory against South Africa, 6 wickets. So definitely proud of our ladies for that. As for Soca Warriors,
we'll get to that. Let me take this one. Hi, good afternoon, member.
Good afternoon, Anderson.
Afternoon.
I'm the guy in the school today. Well, I see you are from Marge. You have big work in Caracom. But bestowed them on them by Kamla. To be the ambassador for Trinidad of the Caribbean.
Yeah, the ambassador. Yeah, the ambassador of CARICOM. Yes.
That was my observation for the weekend.
Okay.
All right. Listening.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, member.
Yeah, so that made the news as well. So we have a new ambassador for CARICOM. So yeah, you guys feel free to call in and let us know. And let me just give you guys those rules just in case that you guys forgot.
Members, we invite you to be a part of the conversation. Please be mindful and remember our house rules. Be respectful. Keep your contribution under 3 minutes. This house is open to everyone.
Yeah. So yes, so a lot has happened. As you said, the West Indies women. And and then you touched on the football.
I mean, before we hit the football, congrats to the Oklahoma City Thunder winning, clutching Game 7 last night, NBA Finals. It's their first official title as OKC. They won decades ago when they were still known as the Seattle Supersonics, but this is OKC's first official title. And they are actually the youngest team to ever win a championship in NBA's history. So, a lot of history made last night. I personally was back in Pacers because they were also in that position of never having a title. I don't know. I think I just wanted it for them more, and they were coming up from behind very well. But OKC was just had a better season, and once Pacers' best shooter went down in the first quarter, tore his right leg. Yeah, that was the sinking ship. They fought hard. I will not lie. And boy, to see him go down, like he knew, like you could see the anguish on his face when he hit that floor. Yeah, these athletes really put their heart and soul into this game, the games that they play.
Right.
So whenever you they sustain injuries like that, especially in a critical, history-defining moment like that. Yeah, nah, the Pacers. Oh Lord, they were very broken last night. But that's how the badness does go, as my friend Saki does like to say. But congrats to OKC Thunder. Soca Warriors! Of all the times to hit the bar and the goal, it had to be in the last 2 minutes of the game.
So if you guys
just needed the 1 point. Man.
If you guys are not aware, so Soca Warriors, they're out
of CONCACAF.
Of that Gold Cup.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately we lost that opportunity last night because we had to win and we didn't win. But I say, you know, support the guys, you know, don't matter what, win, lose or draw. And I think what we need to do now is to see exactly what positive do we take away from this game, and also what negativity was there, and how we can improve, you know, our guys. I am not so much of a football fan, but I mean, I looked at the game, and I think that there's a lot of work that they need to do in preparation for World Cup 2026.
Because we are still in the running for that, by the way, guys. Like,
yeah,
we're into the final.
Yeah, we have we have Jamaica and I think is it Bermuda and someone else.
And we're in the top 2 in our group.
So I mean, yes, we still you know, obviously we look forward for the World Cup, but I mean this is coming up to the World Cup, you know, and based on what we saw, we have a lot of homework to do. Let me take this one. Hi, good afternoon, member. Welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, the Dream Team, Anderson DJ and you say that you call my name, they like to take a shot this morning.
Nah, man, I'm trying to give myself some good energy today, man. So yeah, good to hear from you, man. How you doing?
Well, I am okay, but under the normal Sahara dust, the elements they call them the Sahara dust, the sunlight trying to break out.
Kicking my tail today too.
Yeah, and a little rain, man. Oh God, what? The elements, boy. Yeah. Anyhow, Anderson, DJ, how you going?
I'm good. I hope that everything is good on your end, but I'm not hearing that you're saying about the Sahara dust and so forth. So I know how that affects us all, especially those who you know have asthma and so forth. Yeah.
Well, fortunately for me, I do not have asthma, but it's my sinus.
Okay.
I just know that I have to actually close up my place when I'm home. because for the other words, I do not want no penetration of the dust particles.
Right.
Yeah. It's not easy, but if I could have, what they call in sociology, if I could have done a latent and a manifest function, I would have done it. In other words, you're praying to remove or to get some nature, whether it's rainfall, some act of nature, whether it's rainfall, whether it's sunlight. They call it a latent or a manifest function when you're in sociology, when you pray for that. Anyhow, our boys didn't fail us with the tie last night, the Soca Warriors. Yeah. And I was reading somewhere that apparently some of them went on party the night they had the last draw against Haiti.
Right.
I don't know if you all saw that.
Yeah, but they got permission, and it wasn't so much of a party. But you know how the media and how persons will kind of take it out of context somewhat.
Yeah.
Because
well,
they also made this allegation that they skip camp or they probably that's not the correct word they use, but it's like they make it sound like they didn't get permission then to leave, but they were all permitted, and they were with other members of the team and also senior persons as well.
Well, I didn't hear about that one, but I heard what we'll say in local parliament, they break camp. I know about that one.
Yeah, they break camp, but they didn't break camp. No, that wasn't the case.
Well, we both of you all call you the Siamese twin. When I got up this morning, because I fell up on the radio, because I say I'm watching a match on TV. And when I heard this morning the match draw, I say, all you're good. Or they have some prophecy. But it's not prophecy, it's just because the team not performing well. Right? Right? Not performing well. Well, the other point that somebody raised the idea that Ralph Maraj is now ambassador plenipotentiary for CARICOM.
Correct.
But I think that's a good pick, because remember he was foreign minister once. Right?
Actually, I think he served twice.
Yeah.
I think he had served twice.
I think on that Pandey and Manning.
Right.
Right. And he was fired mysteriously under the Manning administration. But I think he has the competencies, and he should bring some added value to foreign affairs.
Right.
You know, dealing with CARICOM. Because I was hearing that somebody was saying that the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, somebody raised the question. I think the St. Lucian opposition leader now, Mr. Chastine, he was saying that the OECS country should break away from CARICOM.
Right.
Yeah. But anyhow, so that's in the news also, and then we have the Parliament channel going on the financial committee.
Correct.
Finance committee meeting.
Yeah, they continue. They return to Parliament today to continue that debate.
Yeah, I think we have to be the House of Assembly budget is today too. That's separate, and then after that budget, it is then inserted into the national budget in September. Yeah, I was hearing the new Tobago representative for Tobago West, Mr. Notsi Sampson. Well, that man gave a powerful. Well, I watched that one. He gave a powerful maiden contribution there. Yeah, very, very good.
Well, I will have to look into that.
Yeah. He gave a boy, that man. He remembered a previous representative. I think he deceased now. A friend named Winston Murray.
Right.
Who used to be a representative to Tobago East under Mr. Robinson time.
Okay.
Robinson was West, and I think that he was East. Yes, he was, and that gentleman, Winston Murray, he was a lecturer in what they call West Point Academy in America. He was a lecturer there. Yeah. So Tobago police are talented people, and very, very talented people. So that's how it is. So that's all I have to say for now.
All right. Well, thanks so much. Thank you so much, member, for your contribution, and you keep it locked.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, this show is a show. I just cancel out everything But to put it nowadays, I just recuse myself from anything. And only.
Well, we definitely appreciate that, and thanks so much for being a part of the council member.
Yeah, man. But I was stationed at my station. I go back way back when I wasn't a contributor at the time.
Right.
But I used to be listening when I'd write instead it was Bashment Radio, you know. I listening. But I never had time to really, really sit down and had time to contribute. The schedule was a busy schedule when I was working.
Right.
Right? So no, although I am forced retirement, because I want to work until the last day, but say what. Anyhow, yeah.
All right, but
you all take care.
All right, thanks again, Mr. Lockett. Yeah. So yeah, that is the famous Mr. Lahoketa, one of our members. So yeah, you guys feel free to check in with us.
It's putting more effort and less.
Let's know exactly what's happening with you.
More than ever.
And also you guys set the tone for this week.
Discipline.
Let's know exactly what is happening. Probably something that we miss as well. Just as Mr. Lahoketa just said, you know, that maiden contribution by one of the Tobago representatives. Definitely I'll have to take in that.
Hand in hand, because this is our land.
So yeah, we were talking about our soca warriors. You know, as I said, there's a lot. We need to see exactly what we need to take away from it positively, and also look at the negative as well, and try to see as best how we could address those different issues, and be more prepared for the World Cup 2026. Now, based on what I've been seeing so far, a lot of persons seem to have been so disappointed with the team effort. Yeah. And again, I am no football fanatic, so I am here or there, and I don't want to pretend like I know so much about football. Some might say, Anderson, you shouldn't have watched the game last night because you probably bring that heavyweight, you know. Wow. The persons who don't really follow football.
So because we don't follow football,
no, you know, some person might say that. Some person might say,
no, you're right. You're right. That's how it is be sometimes.
But I said that I would support the team. I mean, it's my country. I love Trinidad and Tobago, and once you're representing the red, white, and black, I'm gonna support you. So I took in the game. I liked when we obviously we scored the first goal. Yeah. I was really excited. To me, I felt like the players they wasn't playing at their full potential. It could just be me.
The energy just felt off.
It just felt, yeah. I mean, after the first goal, it was like,
it's almost like you peaked.
You know.
That was it. I didn't expect them to start one back on you.
Yeah, and then, you know, I saw when Saudi and them scored, and I was like, okay, we still have an opportunity where we could try and equalize again. And, you know, it was like, it wasn't there. And then most times when they get the ball, I seen that they would lose it. And I was like, wait now, what is going on?
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't even go into the, you know, that last opportunity to score and it hit the goal post. I jumped out of my... I mean, sometimes too, it could be anxiety. These players some of them are so passionate. Sometimes you so just want to get it in. You know, some people saying, yeah, they not to kick the ball so hard, but you know, it's only if you're in that position and you out there on that field, knowing that you have all of this, all of your supporters, all of the fans, all these people on your shoulders, and you really want to win. So, I mean, despite the results did not, it didn't go in our favor. You know, again, I want to congratulate the guys because they went out there and they represented us. I think that if it is that we want to move forward, we just need to see exactly where we are falling short and put more energy there so that the team will be ready. I mean, last week we spoke about Mr. Edwards asking for over $9 million.
Right.
And I'm telling you, if I'm the one to sign off on that check at present, I would have to put a man and say I have some questions.
Well, maybe.
I think that you have to, no, I think the guys need to do more. They need to push more.
But here's the thing, they will argue with that. They will say, you see how he hit that bar? That is exactly why we need the 9 million, to make sure he don't hit that bar at the moment of truth. I'm just telling you what people argue with it, you know. How people argue it.
Hi, good afternoon, member. Welcome.
Hey, good evening, DJ Andy and Hashim the Dream.
Afternoon.
How you doing?
Blessings, fellas, blessings. Real quick, first and foremost, I know if it's a technical issue, but DJ Andy, when you're speaking, you're coming across a bit delayed. I know if it's a technical issue or whatnot.
All right, I'll have to probably let the engine room check in on that.
Yeah, coming up. Engine room, yeah.
Where are you watching it on YouTube?
No, I listen on my radio, conventional radio.
All right, okay. We'll definitely check that, yeah.
Engine room, if you please.
Engine room. Blessings, fellas. Blessings as usual. A brand new week. Just keep the vibes going. As you're on the topic of the football and thing, I think just my short contribution, and that's what we need to promote. The goodness of the country, man. It really not complicated, potential, utilizing our potential, our leaders, that's a devotion, taking such pride in life itself that you really want to assist in the maintenance of, life, generations, people aspiring towards their goals and their dreams. So that's really a pure circle. So, just keep that going, and the conversations and the topics that you guys touched on, please continue to highlight those so we could identify all the factors and kind of firm up, not just talk about it for today, so we talk about it and it doesn't go anywhere, and then 2 weeks or 2 months from there we circle back to the same issues.
Correct.
So keep up the great work, and I like the fact that you all said, well, we reach out to certain ministers. So I hope I get to listen to those interviews, but even if I ain't get to listen based on my schedule, I hope it goes well. Hope you all guys get to ask the real pertinent questions that the average citizen might want to know. How we can better the lives of citizens and bring equality, equal opportunity throughout the country, and let us move forward in a real way, man. So blessings, fellas. Keep up the good work, and I listening.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution, member.
Yeah, man.
So engine room, I'm not too sure if you guys got that, but a listener, one of our members said that I'm coming across delay. So if you guys could check that for me, please.
Cause you know as well as I do the old.
So yeah, as I was saying, Hashim, if I am the one that doing that reconciliation, and I have to check to see now how much money I'm going to allocate to this football team. 9 million is too far-fetched.
9 million TT then.
9 million TT?
Yeah.
Afternoon, member, welcome. Hello, member, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Right.
I'd like to thank you guys and the guy in the studio there for bringing back 91.9 alive again since after Coco, past ago. Right? Because
all right, thanks.
Would have seemed to have gone dead, but you guys brought it back alive.
All right, thank you so much, member.
We appreciate it.
Okay. Bye-bye. I was the first caller.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, member. Hi, good afternoon, member. Welcome.
Hello, good evening, darling.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I want to say the Trinidad side, we're doing good so far. Congratulations. But they just have to work a little hard.
Who's that?
The football.
Oh,
side.
the football. Yeah.
I say they're doing so good so far.
Right.
But they need to do a little more.
Agreed. Totally agreed.
Yep.
Yes, they'll put you in a room more and they will get there. But most likely, I don't see we going to the World Cup next year. But,
all right. Thank you so much, member.
And I have a birthday greeting today. Minnie's birthday today. She's better coming. I want to wish her happy birthday. For all the best. And when she's 50 years.
50?
50.
Yeah, 50.
Nice. Half a century, boy. Well, happy birthday going out to her from all of us here at the council.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday going out to her, and I hope that she lives to see many more. I am not a perfect singer, but I'll try something. Matter of fact, I have a real good singer here now. So we're gonna sing for this person. We're gonna sing for this person, right? What's her name again?
Quetta Cummins.
Pepper Cummins?
Yeah, Quetta Cummins. Quetta Cummins.
Cummins. All right. Okay, we will sing for her, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. So before we continue, let me sing for the lady from a please. So Miss Cummins, if you're listening, this one is for you. So 3, 4. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Oh my gosh! You're gonna just put that in front of the class.
Yeah. Oh gosh, nah. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta make people feel, that extra blossom, half a century, Some of us, I hope that God gives me the health and strength so that I could at least be able to see 50 and beyond. So
I love 50. I love 50 sound nice.
Yeah.
Half a century?
Yeah.
So yes. People ain't making half a century.
You understand?
Particularly the batsmen we have right now. But
So yes, the guys and them went out there. They didn't do as a lot of us may have wanted. But as I'm saying too, that as the last caller said, they need to show some more fight in them. We could see that the passion is there, but they need to show some more fight. And I don't know what it is, boy, but we need to have
drive. It's just that drive, and maybe the resources is important. Let's not sugarcoat. The resources are important.
It is,
but that drive needs to be there.
It is.
It really, and I'm talking about on the levels of, you see how football is akin to religion in South America? That's how you had to treat it, really. Breathe it every single day. Don't go off and get married nowhere when
No, but I'm not going to tell you that I would have signed off on a 3 million US. I would sign off on that. But I'm telling you that these guys and them, it have no more little breaks.
You have no social life.
You need to work. You had to hit the ground hard.
If I giving you US money, say goodbye to your new wife, say goodbye to your mom, say goodbye to your parakeet, say goodbye to everybody, until you reach the World Cup. Right? You're only gonna know how much members it have on the team? 13, 15? How much members on the side?
However, how much?
How much?
That's
them is your brethren from now on, right? Them is your wife.
Until after the World Cup.
Until after the World Cup. Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon, member. Welcome. Hello?
Good afternoon, gentlemen, and to your listeners.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, gentlemen. Good afternoon to you all. I didn't get to watch the game, but in my experience, what has been lacking in Trinidad football is the mental aspect of it. Right? Because you see that mental aspect that will allow you to play with your entire heart, every fiber in your being, and really understand the game in its entirety. That is where the mental aspect of football comes in. I watch plenty games being played by Soca Warriors, and it's like sometimes they still have a small goal mentality, and sometimes it is have you kind of real disheartened.
Yeah.
Because it has been watching and knowing, boy, it have other players who in getting half a wall again and playing much better football. You know, so I believe the mental part of it is what con, so that these fellas can really go out and give that how much million US it was supposed to be?
9 million.
Yeah, so that we can really feel good to give all of that now, boy. Win, loss, or draw, you know what I mean? Where you just leave it all on the field.
Absolutely.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, man.
All right, thanks so much for your contribution, member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't leave Hazy Crawford Stadium if I given you $9 million. If I'm being rude to you. No.
No.
You souping the stadium up with everything you need.
Here's one thing, Hashim, that I love about Trinidad and Tobago. I love that even though that sometimes we may be faced with uncertainties and and sometimes we may not always get the results, we always know to find humor, and I say that to say this.
Yeah.
I saw persons put, you guys don't worry, we are CPL, we go win something, right? And then another person put, it's better we had sent TKR to play. They would have do better.
Wow.
But generally, and I will say it again, the guys did go there, and you have to give them that. They did go out, and they did represent us. And just as our previous caller said, Chris,
we still have a chance.
Yeah, and they need to put their heart into it.
Yeah.
And we need to see that, but we didn't see that. At least I didn't see that last night. I'm not too sure about the other games, but I didn't see that last night. I felt like we weren't playing to our full potentials. Let me take this one. Hi, good afternoon, member.
Good afternoon to the chair, Dr. Anderson and Dr. Dream.
Good afternoon, President. President, you have about 2 minutes.
All right, and good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Well, it's 2 minutes. Just let me say my thing quick. Hey, I like La Hoqueta coming with the business arising out of minutes, and that way he talked about the current issue. That was nice. And then with the sports going good. I'm going to come back in and say what I have to say about the sports. The sports, I remember they did ask for a piece of money. We have a kind of technique that we must look at it and see if it's or what is not. So we go come in after the 2 minutes and we go talk that a little bit. I wanted to talk it in this hour, but anyway, let me move on. Until the next, I want to go more than that. Because I know I will go across more than 3 minutes if there's
all right, so then, we will hear from you in the next hour, yeah?
Yeah, that's what we said.
All right, thank you so much, member. So yeah, guys, we have some bills to pay before we jump into our second hour. So we're gonna sign off this first hour and then jump in. Let me see if I could take this call before that. Hi, good afternoon, member. Remember, you have like a minute.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Pleasure to be on the air. You know, I really like how you all have the commentary going. Everybody hits it on point. Drop the parakeet, drop the girlfriend, forget about your mother and get to work. I really like that. But here what I had to say now. 9 million US and we only get 200 in the bank. So, you know what I mean? Like, these fellas really had to step up as athletes for Trinidad and Tobago in the past.
Remember, did you?
You all are really hitting things on point today, but I have to drop that one on the air.
Remember, did you say 200 Guyanese? Because I'm trying to.
Oh, 200 Guyanese. I don't know if it's 200 US or 200 Guyanese, you know. Bless you.
All right, thank you so much.
Well, if it's 200 Guyanese, we good to go then. We spending money tonight.
Now, so our Football Federation and to our guys, you guys should know that the Pekong would come, right? I am sure when you reach home to your families going to say the same thing. Wait now. You trying to tell me you missed that party to go out there to do that?
To kick a bar?
It's better you not come beach with me, yes?
And knock a bottle. Anyway, guys, we'll take this break and come right back.
All right, you guys keep it locked to the streets.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
the views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of The Street 919 FM.
You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program, This Same Jesus, the program that puts Jesus in his rightful place in our hearts and in our homes. Let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on The Street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.
Don't miss June savings at Furniture Plus. Get up to 50% off shop appliances, furniture, electronics, mattresses, and more. Buy now, pay later with affordable higher purchase plans. Plus, earn Caribbean Airlines. Travel miles with your purchase. Visit any Furniture Plus stores or shop online.
Men, women, tired of the invasive, painful old methods of testing prostate and breasts?
The Institute of Health and Fitness Clinic and Wellness Center offers comprehensive and non-invasive diagnostic testing, which indicates the nature and extent of diseases and tests your nutritional levels. Our quick testing can identify early signs of problems by evaluating many of the bodily functions, such as male and female sexual function, gastrointestinal function, liver function, kidney function, thyroid function, heart and brain function, and also cancer testing. Results are comparable with other medical lab tests without the use of needles or embarrassing specimen cups, and is pain-free. We also offer all natural treatments. Visit us now at number 79 St. Vincent Street, Tunapuna, or call 492-7397 or 289-6363.
Ikaro, I am Alatumishe Ifabamishe Aganki, better known as MC Duke.
And every Monday between the hours of 9 p.m. to midnight,
I host a show called Orisha, The Way of Life, right here on the Street 919 FM, where I have guests passing through from the Orisha Ifa Baptist Diaspora to educate, edify, and inform you, the listening public, about Orisha Ifa practices. So remember to tune in
every Monday between the hours of 9 p.m. to midnight
for Orisha, The Way of Life.
Are you tired of scratching the surface? Do you want to understand the real forces shaping Trinidad and Tobago? From the delicate dance of our energy sector on the global stage, to the geopolitical shadows behind the crime affecting our streets, we dig deeper. The third umpire goes beyond the headlines. We connect the dots between local challenges and the international currents that truly impact your life, your wallet, your security. Join Stephen Matheson, Selvin Mitchell, and Ronaldo Rollux, 3 employment law and human resource management consulting professionals, as they unpack the complexities, analyze the power plays, and reveal the often hidden realities. Understand the game. Understand your role in it. The third umpire, critically analyzing Trinidad and Tobago's economic and political realities on how they affect your daily lives. Tune in Monday to Friday at 4 p.m. on The Street 919 FM. Don't just listen to the news. Understand it.
Planning your Tobago getaway? Choose the highest Google-rated car rental company on the island, O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago. Located just minutes from the A&R Robinson International Airport, at O'Neill, we pride ourselves on being the most tech-savvy car rental company in Tobago. Our process is 100% digital. No paperwork, no long lines. From easy pickup to seamless returns, renting a car in Tobago has never been simpler. WhatsApp us now at 1-868-361-1042 to book your vehicle. Don't forget to mention promo code RADIO2 to receive a 5% discount on your rental. Send a WhatsApp message to 1-868-361-1042 today. That's 1-868-361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago, the easiest, most reliable car rental experience on the island.
Vehicle availability is subject to change. Driver must be at least 25 years old and have a valid driver's license to book. For more information, visit www.rentalcartobago.com.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on The Street 919 FM radio. Here my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Welcome to Pizza Hut.
Hi, can I get a medium pepper?
Here you go.
Oh, wow. How did you...
It's Pizza Hut's Hot to Go. So you get taste, quality, and speed all in one go.
And I can get
one medium hot to go for $89 or two medium hot to go for $169 in pepperoni, Hawaiian, and veg, Monday to Friday.
Can you get
your girlfriend to forgive you as fast as our hot to go pizza? No, sir.
Come in and try our hot to go specials today at locations nationwide. Pizza Hut. Now that's delivering.
Whoever said messy was a bad thing totally missed the point. Take that hit song everyone loves now. It probably started like this. Baby, calm down. That's why KFC is celebrating the messy moments with our Messy Cruncher and Messy Zinger sandwiches for only $34.95. Imagine a crunchy, golden brown, flavorful chicken sandwich sauced to perfection with our signature sweet, spicy, tangy sauces. Oh boy. So crunch into the deliciously messy moments today. Check socials for details. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Members, we invite you to be a part of the conversation. Please be mindful and remember our house rules. Be respectful. Keep your contribution under 3 minutes. This house is open to everyone.
All rise. All rise. The Street Council is in session on The Street 919 FM.
Now the election back and I'll die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget spites and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production.
So welcome back, members, welcome back. So all our listeners via YouTube and also Facebook and also to our website www.thestreet919fm.com.
Because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build them.
The Street Council is in session. Yours to the DJ Anderson alongside Hashim. Yeah, we're taking you guys straight to 4 p.m. I want to say happy birthday going out to Gayatri. Yeah, Gayatri celebrating her birthday today, and she's also from Barapur. I'm not too sure how the weather is on your end, but I hope that you're having a good one and hope that you live to see many more, right?
For our country we must have regard.
So yeah, we invite you guys to be a part of the show today. You guys set the tune for the week. You guys could call in those numbers again, 342008146653991, and you guys could also send your WhatsApp or voice notes as well. I'm seeing here
A strong and better nation, I say, that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land.
and I'm seeing someone message here 3698 and they're saying that the UNC slogan, when UNC wins, everybody wins. However, people are still waiting to see those benefits. What is your projected timeline for the realization of these gains? Well, boy, just like the football, we invest some and we're waiting to see the gain. But hopefully in 2026, once those guys and them push,
Need to see about
I guess we're gonna be making it to the World Cup, yeah?
tell them out. Cause you know as well as I do the old.
So as I said, you know, so much has happened over the weekend. So much to tell, too much to tell Jesus as well.
Cause now more than ever we must show.
So I saw that you know, we had a long weekend, and based on that long weekend, we had Labor Day, and we also had Corpus Christi. I saw that one of those union personnel, or union leaders, has raised some concerns in the aspect of the diversity of persons that would have been selected for the boards. He said that he's not seeing any diversity with the members that was chosen to be a part of these boards. The Honorable Prime Minister had addressed and said, you know, don't worry, there are other boards. So she's taking his concerns, she's noting it. And I also saw that Mr. Padarat also commented yesterday saying that let your heart not worry, that they have other boards and they are going to make sure, I guess, and diversify those particular boards.
To build a strong and better.
His concern as well was that there's not enough union representative within those boards.
So come let us work hand in hand.
So something to look into.
Our land. Come my brother, come my sister.
Is it a major concern?
Build a nation together.
Let me take this one. Hi, good afternoon, remember, welcome.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Lawakita again. Yeah. Well, on the question of the boards, I do not know where Mr. Andy said going to that. We have to understand that the government is the UNC. The government doesn't have factions like when they had the former situation with the alliances. Right? Everybody who won a ticket in this election won on a UNC ticket, and they had the UNC jerseys, and right? And so the party, right? And that's pure politics, or what they call raw politics. The party is free to choose whoever they want amongst their membership and whoever they choose from outside, right? So technically, this is not a coalition government. It's a pure UNC government, and it's certain everybody else has to know that the party have the prerogative to choose whoever they want. If they freely choose you, Hashim, whoever, they're free to do that. That is how it is. That is what raw politics is about. Yeah? If it is a UNC victory total, it have no, what Dr. Williams used to call, no Macafouchet party there. In other words, it have no other small party involved there. The small party lost, right? Which was the COP and the and Lennox Smith party, right? Well, Dr. Williams used to call them those small parties in his day Macafouchet party. But the new word now, they call them insurgent parties. That's the new word in the lexicon now, right? So, and instead, for myself or you, nobody can interfere with that. Right? Yeah, if I now get called for a board, I going up in it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that's how it is. Well, on the war, I don't want to comment too much on the war, but just to say, a world hegemonic power is a world hegemonic power. That's all I have to say. Those Skylar, when the hegemony speaks, you have to obey, otherwise, you know what's coming for you. That's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you so much, member.
And that also is raw politics. Yeah. Okay, good.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
I agree with the first part. With the first part that he said. Y'all know who is in power. Why are you asking redundant questions for?
And I saw a person saying that based on his comment of diversifying, he's also saying that, you know, they are not seeing enough Africans on the boards.
Okay, so question.
So
were you seeing enough Africans in the last administration?
So they're saying that, you know, they're not, you know, it's not a balance, you know, but to me,
okay, but
why do we still go down that road? I mean, to me, honestly, if it is that you're qualified and you're willing to serve and you're qualified to get this job done, your skin color could be green, yellow, purple, black, pink. It don't matter to me, you know. It's about getting the job done.
If it's orange, don't come around though.
But I mean, like, I feel like we need to really try and pull away from this. It has been going on for too long, and we should stop looking at persons' skin color.
But that is the thing. As long as I've known myself, that is what I have known politics in particularly in Trinbago to be. One party is for one skin color, the next party is for another skin color, and that's never going to change, right? And as much as I would very much not want that to be the case, unfortunately, people assume if you are walking on the street because you are a black man, because you are a black man,
they align you with a particular
they align
party.
you with a particular party.
Correct.
Without any questions or getting to know you or whatever. Same if I saw someone of Indo descent walking down the street, if you're in Trinidad and Tobago, they will consider you to be from a particular or supporting a particular party just on bias or quote unquote principle. People, y'all know who's in power, right? Yes, that current administration is predominantly consisting of people of a certain ethnic group. So the people that they place in certain positions will be of a certain ethnic group. So it would if the previous administration kept their power. I'm sure that would be the same case. And furthermore, would you be asking that same question if said group was the current administration? Would you be talking about diversity then? People, we need to put the race thing to bed. You all see what is going on outside of Trinidad and Tobago in the world when it comes to the color of one's skin or what religion you believe in or what have you. Just for looking different, people are getting ready to start wars. Why are we trying to mimic that same idea here in Sweet TNT. You have a call?
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, member. Welcome. I think I lost it. I lost that call.
All right. People, put the race thing to bed. Right? It only ever seems to come up when we are discussing politics or class. Other than that, we all seem to be getting along just fine. When we go to the stadium, we all supporting the Soca Warriors. When it's time to go down south to Brian Lara Stadium, we supporting TKR. Right? So if we could come together for sports, we could come together for everything else.
Correct.
All right?
Correct.
We know who's in power. Certain things are just going to look a certain way. Live with it. If it don't sit right with you, you can ask a question, but do not make it about the color of your skin, please. At the end of the day, Trinidadians will Trinidad. We're all from Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, as I say,
let us make sure that the people that they are putting in charge are competent.
Yeah, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. Rightfully said. Once you're competent, once you're qualified, once you could get the job done, you're willing to serve for the right reasons. You're willing to do the job and not do underhand thing, not try to benefit your family and friends, and willing to really do and contribute to the growth of Trinidad and Tobago, then I have no issue that you are being a part of any board. Yeah, and I think that that's the way that we should look at things and not look at the color of one's skin or which ethnic background or which ethnic they belong to. No, we need to really look away when coming to those things. You know, there's so much more that so much more energy that could be put into other things than these. And I mean, it's like on the day of this holiday, that is when this issue would have arisen. You know, his concerns, and I find it, you know, a bit.
Which holiday this came upon? Corpus Christi or
Labor Day?
Oh, Labor Day.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, guys, come on. Oh, you see what's going on in the rest of the world? Let's not be copycats for once, please. I beg you, right? The stuff that is about to be happening in the world is going to make your questions about race and skin color being appointed to certain positions seem very superfluous. All right. We got a lot more deeper things to worry about. All right.
Yeah, I just find that his comments were you know, just because of the timing as well, it was more or less repugnant. You know, to come across at that particular time to make those comments. But I mean, everybody is open to their opinion, you know, and I mean, the Honorable Prime Minister did say that she would more or less, you know, his concerns are noted and not to be worried. And as I said,
well, there you go.
The Minister of Utilities also gave his contribution as well, stating that you know, let your heart not be worried, that they have other boards and they are going to obviously place persons that belong to different trade unions and so forth within those boards. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's their choice and who they decide or who they select to be a part of these boards. So we need to give them opportunity, and let's see exactly how things unfold. Moving on though, so there was election for the PNM, internal election, that is. So I guess it's official now to say that their political leader is now the Honorable Ms. Beckles. There were a lot of pulling and tugging and a lot of mudsliding within the internal elections. I saw a lot on online as well. I'm seeing that senior members of the party have said that, you know, there should be peace, you know, and they have never seen this amount of anger and this amount of mudsliding ever before within the PNM. So a lot of them said that they were surprised, you know, coming from Camille Robinson and some other senior members as well of the party. I saw that our previous Prime Minister, Mr. Stuart Young, he would have also given a comment saying that, you know, don't let his silence come across as weakness. He has just decided to sit, relax, and to let the show continue. But he's also saying that, you know, with all the different insults and mudsliding that has been happening within the party, you know, that there's something that he said at the ending of his speech, his statement. He said, time is longer than twine. So, you know, he said more or less that everything will come out eventually, you know. But I think honestly, as much as there's a lot of persons that might not like Mr. Stuart Young, I think he to me comes across as a well-groomed statesman. I think his decision to not comment on certain things and to just leave things alone, I give him props for that.
Very pragmatic.
You know, very that's very, very good. And I think that he's one to look at in the near future. I think that he would probably contribute a lot, if not under PNM or PNM being selected again as the next government. I think just by him serving and being a part of Parliament and being a part of Trinidad and Tobago, I could see that he will continue to contribute. You know, he's someone to look at. You know, someone to really look at. I respect his views as well. Some may not like him, some would like him, but that's just my views. Yeah, I'm not forcing anybody to like the guy. So yeah, so that happened. We wish all the persons that are selected within that eternal election, whoever won their seats and so forth, I wish them all the best.
Yeah, the remaining posts are supposed to be announced on the 29th. I think the General Secretary and the PRO is still being contested. Results are pending, so time will tell.
Yeah. So whichever you supported for, I'm not even sure of the party names. I think one was One Champion, the other one was something.
So there's it's internal parties within the one party.
Yeah. No, but they had different names, I think. Yeah. So but I know that obviously Foster Cummins run for it. I think Faris Alwari, Kareem Marcel. I saw our deceased president, God rest his soul, Mr. Richard Maxine, I think his daughter. Also, I can't recall her first name. She also was a part of it. So I know there was a lot. I think it was over 50 persons that literally volunteered to be a part of this process and to be a part of the party moving forward. So again, congratulations going out to all who would have, you know, just by you giving yourself or putting yourself out there to be a part of this process, it says a lot about you. So congratulations, and whether you win or lose, I really hope that you guys continue to be a part in helping to shape Trinidad and Tobago, because in those positions are where you guys are literally a part of a party. God forbid they win today or tomorrow, your voices will be heard as well. So you know, I wish all of them all the best. What else happened? So I'm just looking at things from what I saw over the weekend. Also today we know that one of the suspects who I believe he was supposed to be heading to court. I'm not too sure if that happened as yet, in relations to the murder of Savannah Dyer. I think the other suspect is still in sentence doing an evaluation, but charges were laid. So that's good news. Again, to her family, condolences going out to them. This story has been so puzzling. There's so much coming from all different sides, but mainly to me, it's good to know that they were able to get the suspects, catch the suspects, and hopefully after the evaluation of this one who claiming to be crazy, they would also press the charges against him, and both would be prosecuted. Some are asking for the hangman. Some are saying that they hope that they get more than 12 years and so forth. I am just glad that they were caught, and I hope that due process would be done, that no evidence wouldn't be hidden or lost, and they could bring justice to the family, because there are so many families that go through these different sort of things, and it hurts. It's really sad, unfortunate, you know, to see that, you know, you have to be going through this, especially where a parent has to bury their child
in these circumstances.
Yeah, it's
never easy in any circumstance, but this in particular, I wouldn't wish on my second
one, right?
Not even my worst enemy.
And to drivers throughout Trinidad and Tobago, the road carnage, it continues, and that says that we are not taking the advice, we are not following the cautions, we are not being responsible. We are driving recklessly, we are not obeying the laws, and we continue to do what we want on the nation roads. And I mean, with the demerit points obviously not being there anymore.
Is it officially gone? Because
I don't think so.
It's not officially.
But I think persons just
yet.
not taking it on. Period.
Yeah.
But I honestly believe that the administration should put something in place to deal with these reckless drivers. There are too many of them on the roads.
You're making the demerit points seem like they need to be there.
Yeah.
And we already agreed that we all don't like it.
Yeah.
But you're all making it like necessary.
It is horrible. The driving is horrible. The driving is just ridiculous. Yeah. It's so ridiculous that actually one of the ministers in the Ministry of Housing, he was involved in an accident over the weekend, Mr. Arnold Roberts. It's good to know that he didn't, he came out without any injuries and so forth. I think was after 5 in the morning. I think he said he was heading to a training session, and someone with a BMW gave them a bad drive. And I think it was over 3 to 4 cars that was involved in the accident.
Wow.
Thankfully he came out, as I said, thankfully he came out without any injuries at all. So, you know, thank God for that. No one wasn't injured to any point that they had to be hospitalized, you know. So thank God for that. I think that he said that, you know, they're in search, or he said that the BMW, the person who was driving the BMW, drove and went their way. And he said, you know, it's because of that person who was driving that vehicle that caused the accident. But then the person drove off, and nobody had no number plate or anything like that. I'm not too sure if it have cameras within the vicinity of where the accident happened, if it is that they could capture that. But it just goes to show you that we need to obviously have something in place to deal with these reckless drivers.
It needs to happen. How many times this weekend? At least twice. I had to duck, or at the very least slow down to make sure that idiots speeding up from behind of me did not cause me to be in any accident. Or once by the Ford Road Junction, where basically a truck just used the shoulder, and if you're familiar with the Ford Road Junction, you know that shoulder is a very slim.
Right.
But passing there and then intercepting back in front to beat the red light to speed off. And then again, probably the day after, by Cocorite, where another car just came flying up the fast lane and jetting across to the leftmost lane. No indications. And I'm like, where are the police when these things happen? It's like you I'm sorry, TTPS. I don't see you all there. Maybe it's just not me, because the Trinidad is bigger than I think it is, you know. But it feels like you all turn a blind eye to this reckless driving. But like we said last week, you know, some of y'all are guilty of that same reckless driving in the government-sanctioned police surface vehicles, mashing them up and writing them off because you know you're gonna get a new fleet next year.
Crazy.
So We can't even expect you to uphold an example of good driving. Yet we must take tickets from you when you catch us in a compromising situation. Or we park on the wrong side of the street.
And over the weekend, police were in, their presence was all over the place during this long weekend. So I have to say, congratulations going out to the commissioner of police, making sure that he sent out that mandate that the officers needed to be out in their numbers. And I definitely did see them out in their numbers, but
I saw the cars. I don't know if I saw them.
But besides that, we still had so much of road carnage, and it makes me to wonder what is really happening. Let me take this one. Hi, good afternoon, member.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
We are
all right. How are you?
Cool, man. Gentlemen, I don't think a lot of people understand how important it is to have your vehicle aligned properly and speed balance all your tires. That is so critical. And it don't cost much. You'll spend $500-600 on a tire, and then you just drive out, not knowing that how the revolution of a tire, if it's not balanced properly, when you apply brakes, that could cause that car to just go out of control, especially with the weather, the rainy conditions that we have now. So you spend an extra $200 when you're putting in your tires. Every probably 6 months or so, you make sure the alignment in your car is okay. And that does save a lot. I could guarantee and tell you that's a fact. That speed balancing and making sure that your car is properly aligned would probably save your life. And one thing I have noticed, that since the law of seatbelt was enforced, that it is mandatory to wear seatbelt. That gave me so much of a false sense of security that, we keep pounding that seatbelt save lives, seatbelt save lives. And I realized after a while I started to take a lot of unnecessary, foolish chances wearing seatbelt. You would probably take a chance that you wouldn't really take. And what I does in now and then and thing, I would drive without the seatbelt for a couple or hour or two to reinstill in my head that, hey, here what? I am the safety of this vehicle, not the seatbelt, not the brake, not the hand signal or the indicator. I am the one wholly and solely responsible for all the safety aspects of this car. I had to be cohesive. I had to be in control of the vehicle, and I cannot depend on seatbelt, airbags, brake, or nothing. It's up to me. And that does bring back so much consciousness in that you would not tailgate, you would not overtake unnecessarily, you would apply braking and things appropriately as soon as you see like a red light in front of you and all these kind of things. With the seatbelt, you just get a little carried away thinking that, oh, hey, I'm going to take this chance, I'm going to make this sudden stop and all this kind, and then you end up in trouble. So, yes, seatbelt might save lives and things, but it all depends on bringing back the consciousness to you that this thing that we inside is not a safety feature. It's you as a driver is the one who is the safety feature in anything you control. Whether it's like a car or a bicycle, even a box car, you always are the one who holds all the safety mechanism behind the steering of that vehicle. So, we could have put all the safety features in a vehicle. If the person do not be the ones who are in control of it, that same safe piece of apparatus could be the demise of your life. That's my little 2 cents. Have a good morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution, member.
We invite you to be a part of the conversation. Please be mindful and remember our house rules. Be respectful. Keep your contribution under 3 minutes. This house is open to everyone.
Hi, good afternoon, member. Welcome.
Yes, again, let me say good afternoon to you, Dr. Anderson, Dr. Jim, and good afternoon to Trinidad and Tobago, as well as good afternoon to God and good omni-existence truth. Encourage the mind and the hand to work together for good so that we could make good decisions without we travel in this course of the council, of the street council, and our life on the road. So with that, thank you, O God, truth. Well, I would say welcome to the street council on behalf of all natives, liberal, independent brotherhood, right? And well, I address in the council here now. In this way, I put in on the introduction starting. Well, I like our Rahoketa where he came in and he got in what we will call in council business arising out of the minutes, which we could consider it as current affairs. And well, he said one or two things that will stretch a lot too because it will reach the state board. But before I reach there, I would like to talk a little thing in the sports. You know, I was going in there early on when I came in. And I want to remember something because plenty of us has not actually realized how we Trinidadians are. Now, if we get incentive in some respect to able to feel good to do something, many of us is like that. If we don't get an incentive, some kind, in all whatever we may do out here, natural, you do it haphazardly. And to hear all over the football, and the people that asked for money some days ago, okay, we had a conversation, we can't give them so much why and how and whatever. But to have a match as last night, and in my thoughts recognizing that it didn't get an answer back properly for what they desired or what they asked for. Many of us Trinidadian and Tobago, we understand that kind of ideology in the mind of us and could recognize that if we do give incentive, it may not be as much as they asked for. But at least it was assurance that they could go out there and do something, and that could happen from a long time now to now and now. So you could imagine that people may be playing game and not enthusiastic in the game because they're playing for peanuts in that way. And we as Trinidadians should understand it and put the truth where it's supposed to be, and don't put ones that are procrastinated attitudes and talk into things that we have to look the truth of it and see the best desirable condition to live with. And if we do that, we may find that it may bring out brothers, because each one of us, if we go and work on the thing and suit nicely, we work to suit, just like plenty government workers, they go into work. Let them even have benefits, real benefits, and plenty of them still. Look at the system. Let us go and work on just because they're working with government, they don't really care about the society. And we have to know this thing is the thing is true. I'm going to be talking about it, and I'm going to be, well, you're talking about the public, so you're talking about the public. But that's the truth. Because they're working for government, in many of them, they can't get fired, so they work haphazardly. Who's suffering? Me. You know, so that's the piece I want to talk on the sports. That thing could happen. Give awards. We have to start a program if we're talking about decentralization and diversification. We have to decentralize in mind, diversify in mind. So everybody will follow. You know, so it's a lot of things that we have to do to bring ourselves into this nature where right now I'm hearing no money in the place. How we paying up all them kind of people who we say we want to do things in a short space of time. Okay, they may know where they're getting money from. People watching. So, all right, so let me shift from that. I'm talking now there for me to open my mind and see truth in things, how we have to look at it. I will just step up now and go into the state boards. Now, I want to ask questions for all of us learning. State boards really is within the ministry, and who really, if it's the cabinet or the parliament that picks these people? Or is it supposed to be the minister have a control over state board because that's ministerial works? And these are the questions I would like with common sense. I may not know big politics, but these are the common sense questions I would like to ask. Who controlling who? Why they controlling if they're not to be controlling? That's why I was telling you, I want 12 in the parliament, and from there on, we will control the world. But I believe only with that for the time being, and that's going to go in this afternoon with the Third Empire. Because all you have to get 10, all you have to get 10 more people in this street council to stand up as the 12 disciples, the 12 representatives, so that we could have the conversation of all the ministries within and of those 12. So we have to start to pick people who coming up with good conscious mouth, might write down their name, so that you will have them steady coming and talking about the people's business. This evening I will deal with the Third Empire.
All right.
It is.
Thank you so much for your contribution, President.
Yes. I'll link in.
Nice.
Right.
As usual, valuable contribution by our one and only president
2030
of the Street Council. And yes, you guys, if you guys weren't aware, coming up at 4 p.m. It's the Third Empire. They're up at 4 p.m. and they take you straight to 7. Very, very nice program coming up after us as well. So you guys don't have a reason to leave the Street 919 FM. So you know, before President, the previous caller mentioned you know, people not taking things serious in the aspect of making sure that your car is aligned properly, your tires and so forth. And I think part of inspecting your vehicle, I would assume that was part of creating that, inspecting your vehicle, because if your vehicle isn't inspected, you have to pay a fee now. Yeah. So, but I honestly believe that even beyond that, we need to have something put in place to deal with persons who just recklessly drive on the nation's road. Because some persons have brand new cars, but I don't know if it's, some person might say they can't handle the speed. Because I've heard persons saying that, oh, you know, when I drive this car, but I don't feel it.
I mean, you don't feel it, as in you don't feel the acceleration?
Yeah, the acceleration, yeah.
So you didn't test drive the car before you bought it to give yourself a genuine idea of how it would feel?
It could either come across as just an excuse to Hashim, that some person might say that. I think too that some persons tend to be on the road and it's a show off.
Of course,
you know, I have a brand new car, and I press.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel how this engine revving and blah blah blah.
More or less. Especially if you have a truck, apparently.
Yeah, yeah. It's just too much a road carnage, and we honestly need to do better. I even saw last week too there was an accident at Gulf City where a lady was reversing, and apparently
that was very
she ended up pressing the X instead of the brakes, and she ran over the person who was giving her direction. Condolences.
She reversed him.
Yeah, condolences going out to his family.
That
you know,
was
it's very unfortunate to lose
literally
a life
just
like that, you know,
being a good Samaritan. You know,
and you know, a lot of persons were saying too that, you know, sometimes you don't really feel it because of the vehicle, it's so silent, and you know, all sorts of different things. But I think generally we really just need to be more cautious and be more responsible. You're behind the wheel is not only about your life, it's about the lives of others as well. Yeah. Afternoon member, welcome.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hi,
good afternoon. Again, you know, this driving thing is something that is very close to my heart, you know. But apart from the people who just move in vehicles and are not yet drivers, they might be holders of license, but they are not yet drivers. It is them, along with licensing authority, is to blame for what we're facing on the road today. And by extension, the Ministry of Works and Transport, who have to see about the bad roads that you have to drive on, because I don't believe it is the intention of any person who move in a vehicle, inclusive of all drivers,
right,
to want to drive along in bad vehicle or a vehicle that is not roadworthy. But in the face of trying economic times, with this increased fines or cost of fines for vehicles that may not be roadworthy, and I talking about simple things, right? When you have to go and pay these tickets that you have this short period to pay it, or you have penalties at it if you didn't come up with the money in time, and all these different ridiculousness. How will somebody who facing economic times find time to sort out themselves and their family, sort out this high fine that might be for some trivial matter that they really have no control over? You understand? They just have to, whenever something go wrong, they have to have the money to fix it. It's not that they're getting a warning and a time frame. Okay, so you have 3 weeks or 4 weeks to address this issue. After that, if we stop you again and you haven't addressed it, then you're getting this ticket. Nothing like that in place. But you just expect all the cars that are driving on these bad roads to always be in a certain mint condition. And the irony of it is, the people who come up with that are heads of ministries who have vehicles in that ministry. That is the irony of it all. So if you cannot maintain your fleet of vehicles to mint condition to drive on the road, but these vehicles not attracting any demerit points and tickets, you understand, it's only for the public. It's really sad. And then too, we're not seeing any sting operation taking place in these licensing departments where officers are going undercover and try to purchase the license to see who are the people who continue to facilitate this practice in the licensing body. We really spinning top in mud over and over and over in this country. And I am dependent on citizens to continue pressing against what appears not to be working or working in a way that is not beneficial for us as a nation. Because we cannot just sit down and depend on all these educated people who find themselves in places that really don't bring a proper sense of effectiveness to this country and the matters of this country. Right? So, I believe I say enough on that matter, but I'll have to listen.
All right, thank you so much, member. Now I get where the member is coming from. I get where Chris is coming from.
I do as well.
But I have to say that Chris, there's a lot of persons who literally don't care for nobody, not even themselves and their own safety. Yeah, and I say that because
subconsciously or willfully.
Some of these persons literally know the dangers of driving with a smooth tire, the dangers of having, they hear knock in the car, they hear, they know things are literally wrong with their vehicle, and some of them are in the positions where they could literally fix it, but they choose not to. There are persons, it's like there are persons who literally, you see them out there and they're looking all well put together, but when you go home by them, you want to know about what storm passed through the house. It's in a total shambles, it's in a total mess. And I don't know, but some persons tend to be able to function better in those kind of scenarios.
Yeah.
I know persons personally who drive on the road and their vehicles are in a I don't even ask for a drop. I wouldn't even ask for a drop because I already know what I'm going to put myself in. But there are persons who I know, they are in a position where they could fix their vehicle and they choose not to. They're like, whatever.
I saw a man running taxi this weekend. And when he pulled up to the stand I was at to get some food, I just happened to look down at the car he was driving because he pulled a fast pack, a real fast pack. And when I look at his front wheel, smooth, like I could run my hand on it. First, it's smooth, you know, smoother than the road he was driving on.
And let me tell you,
like, that's the speed you moving in, my friend.
At that time, my car was by the mechanic, and I had to travel from San Juan to Central. And I jumped in this vehicle on the highway. And listen to me. There wasn't a prayer I didn't say on that journey. When that man took off, listen, the man reached a little over 40. And I see this man staring, vibrating, and all his hand and everything shaking. I like, Lord Jesus, what did I put myself in? I am telling you.
This was something like?
And you pulling bull. You working taxi.
Wow.
I honestly believe that some persons are very, very much aware and could do better, but don't. Because, and I agree, yes, they should set up something where they could at least, because they say police officers and, you know, it's based on the officer's discretion. But I think 99% of the time, these officers either don't have nothing called discretion because they penalizing you. So yes, have something set up, because I agree that the time to pay the ticket is a bit short in some cases, and then the penalties that come after, I think it's like 15%, and then it goes up and up and up.
It goes
you
up.
know, and I think it's ridiculous, because it's already it's like every ticket right about now is over $1,000. So it starts from $1,000 go up. So I think that they could definitely do something about it, adjust it. But besides paying fines for faults of your vehicle, I honestly believe that something should put in place to deal with reckless drivers. I'm not talking about a bushing. I'm not talking about a shocks that gone bad. I'm talking about persons who literally just drive exactly stupid and endangers other persons' lives.
And here's the thing. How do you enforce that? Because if it feels like the punishment only comes after the fact, when you end up doing a stupidness that causes an accident or, God forbid, take somebody's life, it's only then we seem to slap the
no, but Hashim, then we have to look at this as for instance, like certain crimes. It's only after we see that they would adjust the legislations and bring different laws to kind of address certain crimes. So I mean, doing some of those drives are illegal, you know, endangering persons' lives. So as I say, they would have to do the adjustments to be able to deal with these reckless drivers. Because if we continue going on like this, trust me, it ain't going to end nice at all. Hi, good afternoon, member.
You have...
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I was listening on your program.
Hi, afternoon, member. Member, you have like about less than 2 minutes, yeah?
It's a bad program. I want to send a message from Marsha Walker. Marsha Walker, stop talking and stop walking. Because your heart is zip your mouth all the time on PNM day. You and she now one day, every one of them you want to attack, or I attacking you. You have a daughter, look at Chief here, and I want you to stop talking, start walking, and the whole bag you get, forget that, forget 30 people's future in the country. All right, thanks, Ollie.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, boy, people have a problem with Miss Marsha Walker. I think she went up under NTE with Gary Griffith. She was previously a part of the UNC, and I think she resigned because she didn't like it didn't align with her, you know, to put it in a nutshell. So yeah, we really need to look at our whatever laws are put in place to deal with reckless drivers. But again, we send out this message to all drivers, whether you bought your license or not, or you went through the correct procedures, correct channels, please take your time on the nation roads. And I agree with Chris as well that there must be more sting operations to channel and to see exactly what's really going on. You know, like I had a conversation, I think, with yourself, where I mentioned about doing like what Prestige Holding would do, where they would send those persons to the stores to evaluate the store and to evaluate the service and so forth. And I said that is the same thing that the government should do, implement, you know, and to see exactly rate the customer service, see exactly if it is that there's anything underneath that is going on and all of these different things, you know, and I honestly believe that is something that it should implement, and every different station, every ministry should have that encounter.
Stick up in that while we take these bills, and well, the Street Council will be back.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the Street 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Hi, I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia.
Please join us on the Final Hour broadcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. on the Street 919 FM radio.
Every week we will journey into the amazing Word of God. So please join us.
See you then.
Young people of our nation, ignite your wellness journey with Nature's Touch Youth Health Caravan with Princess Omega and Associates. Prevent ill health today and reap the benefit of good health tomorrow. Join us every second and fourth Saturday of each month at 9:25 a.m. to 9:55 a.m., where we bring to you innovative health solutions. Invest in yourself today by ensuring that you're enjoying optimum health. We are located at number 3, 7th Avenue North via the Eastern Main Road, Barataria. For further information, please call or WhatsApp us at 868-310-8671 or 364-4464. Remember, at Nature's Touch, your health is our priority.
Come enjoy incredible June savings at Furniture Plus. Get up to 50% off. Shop appliances, furniture, electronics, mattresses, and more. Buy now and pay later with our fast and easy credit plans. Visit any Furniture Plus store or shop online today.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Ikaro, I am Alatumishe Ifabamishe Aganki, better known as MCDU.
And every Monday between the hours of 9 p.m. to midnight,
I host a show called Orisha, The Way of Life, right here on the Sheet 919 FM, where I have guests passing through from the Orisha Ifa Baptist Diaspora to educate, edify, and inform you, the listening public, about Orisha Ifa practices. So remember to tune in
every Monday between the hours of 9 p.m. to midnight
for Orisha, The Way of Life.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 125 to 186 Eastern Main Road in Tunapuna. For the program Health and Healing, merging the old with the new, with Mr. Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on the Street 919 FM.
Hi there, I'm Lester Sublal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
Join the the winning team with Pastor Alkaline John.
Every Tuesday from 11:05 a.m. to 12 noon, and every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m.
Live on the Street 919 FM as he talks about Lviv, the power of 5 fruits. One of the most powerful antioxidant supplements on the market today. The 5 superfruits in Lviv are mangosteen, acai, pomegranate, goji, and nuni. These fruits have a positive and profound impact on human health performance and disease. Join him as he gives live testimonials of the Lviv healing powers. To get more information, you can contact Pastor Alkaline John at 516-286-7079, or you can visit his webpage at www.alkalinejohn.com. Remember,
every Tuesday from 11:05 a.m. to 12 noon, and every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m.
live on the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Get interactive with us. Call now and be part of the show. Don't miss out. Dial 466-5391 or 342-0081 and join the conversation today. The Street 919 FM, where your opinion matters.
Member, you are... All rise, all rise. The Street Council is now in session on the Street 919 FM. Your speakers of the House, Anderson and Hashim. Members, we invite you to be a part of the conversation. Please be mindful and remember our house rules. Be respectful. Keep your contribution under 3 minutes. This house is open to everyone.
Now the election back and I'll die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us...
I just really hope that persons listen to the beginning of the song, eh? Now that the election back and I'll die away. We have our country still to run. We shouldn't be talking about no setup. And yeah, right, okay. Yeah. Anyways, welcome. It's all welcome to each and every one of you to the Street Council right here on the Street 919 FM. And it's now about 2 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock. So good afternoon going on to you guys again, and good afternoon to all our crews locked on and all our members locked on YouTube and Facebook. Good afternoon going out to you guys. Don't forget, share the live. Tell somebody that the council, the Street Council, is on. And yeah, so we were talking about the road carnage. And before I even, I don't mean to already skip, but I'm seeing a developing story here. And I just would like to share that information with you, the members of the Street 919 FM. Fresh off the press. Give me a second. Let me.
And onward to progress we surely will.
Alright, so while that loading.
Because now more than ever we must show discipline, tolerance, and production. To build a strong and better nation, I say that is the main foundation.
So I saw that our Commissioner of Police, Mr. Alistair, has confirmed that the Deputy Commissioner of Police for Intelligence and Investigation, Suzette Martin, is under investigation. Speaking at today's TTPS media briefing, Commissioner Guevara said that a probe stems from a report filed by the firearm dealers. So if you guys missed that, just taking this, yeah?
Yeah, let's run that. I would have received a report from a firearms dealer against a Deputy Commissioner of Police, Ms. Suzette Martin. That matter is well voiced in the public domain, and as a result of that, I would have decided to take some decisive action in terms of bringing to the fore accountability and transparency in dealing with the matter.
All rise. All rise. The Street Council is in session on the Street 919 FM.
So, a firearms dealer has reported to the commissioner, or it has been made known to the commissioner, that business dealings were going on with one of his deputies. Huh.
Now, our previous commissioner of police had her run-ins as well with some sort of, it seemed like it seemed like it's a pattern now. Is load up the matic, knock it again, because it seems like gone.
Right.
So the previous commissioner had a run-ins with something with some gun. Thankfully, she went to court and so forth, and she was freed of any wrongdoing.
Right.
And now we're hearing that the person who was investigating her, who literally questioned her and investigated her, is now at the center of another scandal, or another alleged scandal within the police service.
When you say firearms dealer, I'm assuming you mean, not desirable business dealings to acquire firearms for the police service.
Because it's probably not even to acquire firearms for the police service. Probably to acquire firearms for the said dealer. Probably they probably trying to smuggle or earn some additional cash on the side. It's alleged,
So the scandal that this deputy tried to place on the former commissioner is now being slapped towards them.
Well, I'm not too sure if it's related.
It's not related, and it might not even be the same thing.
Right.
But more or less, what you try to do to somebody else is now happening to you.
Very, very interesting.
Kama is the fattest female dog, eh?
Very, very, very interesting. And imagine that dog hungry.
If it's hungry again.
You understand? So, I mean, I look to see exactly what unfolds. But it brings the police service again
into a negative spotlight.
Correct. And again, it 5%, Is it no 8%? Sorry. That is 8% is the confidence that persons have with
the approval rating of the
police service.
It was 8.
So after something like this, is that 8% going to increase, or are we looking at a decline?
We're looking at a 3%, I think, when the next numbers come out. I believe.
Wow.
But that's me personally.
Hi, good afternoon, member.
It is the same police officers who do not want to wear body cameras. Is it because of
hold on.
They should see the activities that are engaged in.
Front of the class for that
Chris.
one, member.
Yes, Chris. Front of the class, member.
If I had my way, I started up a new police service, and have some serious requirements. Who could make the cut? Who is you, right? And they will be greatly rewarded for it, because right now the condition of the police service, the officers who remaining true to their oath and commitment.
Right.
It's really tremendous and outstanding, and they should be really appreciated for it, because the operate amongst. How about now? You hear me better?
Yeah, better
there.
Yeah, once in the atmosphere that these officers have to operate in, where it's not just the bad citizens or the citizens who choose to commit crimes, but you have your colleagues, right? Your colleagues who just not on the same page with you all. So it will constantly be an uphill battle And I say, if I had my way, I build something new, a new police service with the intention of scrapping this whole one.
Wow.
I love that.
Thank you so much. You know what? That's not a bad idea.
No, should
we have
put them up by the whiteboard? Play the effect
should
again.
we have I wonder,
I would be so inclined almost to just use the army, you know. Almost. But I said nah, I think the army has its own controversies that I think we will tackle another day.
Just as how we have different frequencies and we have different networks.
Yeah.
Should we have a new police service?
Yeah. I think a complete upheaval and a reset. A Thanos snap for those of you who watch superhero movies. Yeah. Would be
Members, what do you all think about that? Having a new police service from the ground.
First of all,
ground straight up.
First of all, what we calling it? Because I'm not calling it TTPS again. TTPD.
What would the I mean that you're saying that's the abbreviation. What does it mean?
Police Department.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, or TTPF, Police Force. TTPA. I don't know what the A would stand for. Association, Alliance. Not sure. I'll get back to that. I'll think about that one. I think TTPD. I'll work with that one for now. But then this TTPD, what are we looking for? Let's break it down. Let's break it down.
Well, for one accountability.
Fair.
One accountability.
There was now correct me if I'm wrong. It was not always the top cop job was at a time not given to actual Trinbagonians. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I seem to remember at some point, like one of my very first carnivals in Trinidad, there was a Calypsonian, can't remember the name, but I do remember the Calypso. He competed in the Marsh Gras, either the Marsh Gras or Skinner Park, and the hook line was no Trini could run no police force. So I think it was supposed to be in reference to the fact at the time that I think the commissioner of police was Canadian or not Trinbagonian on a whole. Right?
Well, we did have a foreign commissioner at the time. But what are you saying, or what are you suggesting that they should probably look at a commissioner of police that is not a Trinidadian?
For neutral purposes, it should be considered. I would very much love for a very moral, no nonsense Trinidadian or Tobagonian to take the top cop job.
Right.
But let me just say, to bring an outside party and that have no affiliation or nobody cousin coming for a little bly or nobody trying to sway him to one side or the other, you know? An outside party being the top cop job. Stick a pin in it. Don't make it official. Don't make it official.
I have some reservations about that. But
I know that would ruffle a couple feathers, but just stick a pin in it. Don't throw it out the window entirely.
All right.
You know?
Yes, member. Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, it was Gibbs and Iwatsky, but we don't even need foreign people to be heading this TTPD, as you're calling it. One thing I suggest that will be mandatory, that you are able and capable of policing where you live. Right? You see this? You live in Toko and you have to come in Port of Spain to be a police, or you living in town and them sending you somewhere quieto. You have to be able and capable to police where you live in. It's time for the police to become the community leaders, right? And stop making this excuse about hotspot and hotspot my tail.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know what? And you know, if it is that that is the way that we go, then I would even go further. If it is that you're a police officer that's supposed to be policing your area, where you live, if crime goes up I'm holding you responsible for it.
Of course.
You are going to be held responsible for everything that happens within your area. Because it's not going to be one person, it's going to be a team, obviously. Because not one person belong in one residence that is a police officer. Come on.
The borough of Diego Martin will be run by Diego Martinians.
Right.
Right? That includes Glencoe, Caranage, Chagaramas, everything.
And I don't want to hear about your street, don't have it, is your partner street that no. All of you all are responsible for that particular area. And if things go bad, we are going to hold you all responsible for that area.
Correct.
What is it called? TTPD?
TTPD, yeah.
TTPD. So the question is, to you all, our members.
In this hypothetical TTPD.
Yeah. Do you think that we should have an entirely new police service from the ground straight up?
And what would you add? What stipulations would you add to it?
Correct.
To improve on our current system.
Now, in the next 5 minutes, too, I want to inform you guys that we are going to link with the Met Office to get an update as to what is happening with the weather. Because as you guys know, we are expecting more rain, and I understand that the south side of Trinidad are experiencing a lot of showers at present. And we are, I think it's a yellow.
We were at yellow this morning, yes.
Yeah. So we are going to get an update from someone at the Met Office, Mr. Benjamin, and he's going to at least give us an update and let us know exactly where we are, what we could expect for the balance of this week, so that at least you guys, our members, would know if to walk with your umbrella, if to walk with your arm boots, depending on where you're working, you know, what arrangements you would have to make. Yeah, let me take this one. Hi, good afternoon, member.
Hey, DJ Andy. And I'm Brother Dream. I now hear the question here, as usual. Great question. Great question. Well, I think I might like to see greater communication and connection with the citizens. Definitely. I mean, if the objective is national security and comfort, not peace of mind and comfort, that those main topics, we need to see and communicate and have a connection and a relationship with those who take up that responsibility. And as they say, we all have a part to play in that, you know. It's not just that our it's not that our police officers are the superheroes and we just acting however we want and they will fix and clean up everything. We all have a part to play. But you know, with those members as the equator in a sense, we need them to connect with us. We hear where we coming from, they understand us, and just the communication and the technological age we in. You know, streets should have cameras and thing. I know everything is our budget, but see what resources we could implement in a cost-effective way. What they always say, the very first cornerstone is trust and confidence. So I think way before, back in the day, we had technology and thing, trust and confidence. So restore, that should be the first thing, and it ain't costing much to restore that relationship, the trust and confidence. So the first step, I would say, is with the branches, see how you could reach out to persons in the community, whether it is through TSTT, you get persons' numbers, and reach out, call to them, do some more patrols in the area, maybe early in the mornings, visibility, connection, you know, shine the light of justice throughout the community so people know there's a real work towards that clarity. I will leave it there for somebody else to come in.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution, member.
You know what I want to see in this TTPD? I want to see quarterly evaluations of officers, including
that is needed.
Yeah. So every quarter of the year, so that is March, June, September, December. I need evaluations on your psychological levels to make sure that you're good in your head, because it's a dangerous job that you're all doing. So we need to make sure you're all still good up there. Competency, being fully aware of, you know, the laws that you are supposed to be enforcing. And corruption evaluation. Make sure that you are not on no payroll outside of the police department.
Now,
right?
before
that is of less than favorables. If you have outside business, that's your business,
right?
A private business or whatever. But
but before I take this call, though, I want to say too that I will add on to that you know, based on what you're saying there, I think that we should even go a bit deeper in the aspect of there should be a psychiatric evaluation, and there must be like a real one-on-one with officers to get a feeling of exactly what is going on even outside of the job.
Yes.
Because a lot of persons are carrying hurt and carrying on different things that are emotional hurt. And sometimes it affects their performance.
To and from the job.
Yeah.
You take the stress of the job home, you take the stress of home to the job. Yeah.
So we need to be able to protect your family, protect you, and also protect the citizens of this lovely country called Trinidad and Tobago. Hi, good afternoon, President.
Hey. I'm waiting on a little chat because I realize that you're saying things and you have to do that because I'm the president. I just have to come in and analyze and fix the thing. That's what the president does do and preside. The word preside, I presided.
Correct.
Right. So, now, the question here earlier on that action is like, the police now, how to get them better? I think I go put it that way. How to get them better? Because somebody said you have to look for a foreign somebody or whatever. We want a foreign nobody. What we want is discipline. What we want is each and every one of us. Because remember, the police come from us. So don't believe it is a criminal in the police because plenty of them didn't go inside of it to go and do no hard work for nothing, you know. And when they find, and we have a lot of people who have all sort of responsibilities, that even so, they might go in there with a little, and when it go inside of them, there are some kind of fellas, when they go inside of, and a little money and all kind of nice life, they start to face them. So now they start to hang the hat with their hand carriage, and all of that is all kind of thing that we just go and work for. We don't necessarily go and work for the job. We will go and work because you want money. If you don't work, you can't get money. So the only place you could get to some work to do, you go there. Now that the kind of people we have in all the kind of work, whether, and I think that work is also a public servant kind of work. Yeah. So they're working for them working under government. Their money good, them fire to get and all. You see all of that. When I tell you we public servants, it's a problem to people who, like we, who are not public servants. When we get in cost of living and all kind of bacchanal we pay, if it's we who causing that, we just are tolerating it. The people who causing that is union and public servants. But you see me vex with them because they're working. How much productivity you're getting from them? How the government's dealing with the productivity that they're not getting and they can't get the money, they can't get the tax, they can't get the police is the same thing. The police, now, they need to serve. When we come down to Bastock, you want to get them nice from the communities. It has two kind of states that the police lives with. We know it out here quietly as we know it. One is the police force, and one is police service. And they can't mark up to protect and serve. That has nothing like force in it. But then we use the word the police force. Well, yeah, if the police have two divisions, use the two divisions. The police service is to help go around the communities, bing bang, even if in branches, wherever. That is a kind of police. To do that kind of work. It had a police force who like bacchanal. You had them in a position there. You see them fellas who want to play the water, and you have the intel and all kinds of police and all of that. So all them bad boy and them who figure they want, I don't care who, white, blue, black, green, whoever they are. We have the police force. So we have a two divisions that working their job uniquely in a way that with discipline. And with that, and the society practicing discipline, it will work together. But we have a society that as long as one ain't care about disrespecting the other, we will have disrespect in the whole society. And that is what we're facing as a people. We grow into it from time memorial, distrusting and disrespecting one another. And that can hardly be changed unless we liberate ourselves with the truth consciousness realization that all of us living and we have to honor one another to live. Because if we are not living separate, if we live separate, well then it will be one man. If many of us, the word communication will come right there. Because if you're in a conglomerate or a group or wherever the size of the world, you have to communicate. There's a lot of communication creating a war that bomb up somebody and bombing up somebody and bombing up somebody for a few days. Lack of communication. We live in a truth and don't even know we live in a truth. We live in a lie because we don't know the truth. What are we? Why are we here? How are we supposed to communicate to create survival for all, not one for all? What about them rich man? What are they doing with all they have up there? And what is poor man doing? Sitting there and taking pressure? It's common sense. Me don't know, I'm not no big politician, I ain't no big religion, something. All the way I talking is that common sense. If we live in that, I live in the environment. I can't talk about New York, but I can talk about New York because when I hear about what's going on in New York and I see other people and think, I put the thing in thought and reality. That position is a position that we have to discipline ourselves, and basically, if we can't discipline, we find the person discipline others. If we are done the force and the service, we have to start to assimilate. I am a good assimilator, that's what I'm doing. Nobody knows the kind of knowledge I have. But I can assimilate where it's supposed to be and where it's not supposed to be. And all my through that, you have an equation. Many of us don't know about themselves. Themselves come by a consciousness of common sense because they didn't teach us that. Oh, my people, let me start to live with one another, consciousness and thing, and go down with the thing. Nice. And I keep on telling you, 112. Anytime I get that 12, believe me, go that book. I tell you now, you got that 12 on the ground there, go that book. All right, I'm going to go ready right now.
All right, thank you so much.
Discipline yourself. Police, we, everybody, public servants, start to wake up and do productivity. That's the only way. Talking about decentralization and diversification without productivity, we're starting.
Thank you so much, member, for your contribution.
All rise. All rise. The Street Council is in session on the Street 919 FM.
All right, so I am asking you guys to hold up on the calls just for a moment as we link up with Mr. Benjamin at the Met Office to get an update as to what is happening with our weather for this week, and just to make sure that you guys are well informed. All right, so you guys keep it locked.
Now the election back and I'll die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget fights and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation.
So yes, nation, to all our members, this is the Street Council, and on air right now we have Mr. Benjamin. He's from the Met Office, and we have him online to give us an update as to exactly what is happening where our weather is concerned. So good afternoon, Mr. Benjamin.
Good afternoon to you. A pleasant good afternoon to everyone.
Okay, so Mr. Benjamin, I know that we were under a yellow alert in reference to the weather, and I believe that we're expecting some more rain this week. Can you give us an update?
Okay, we had a tropical wave. Of course, the active part last night. It triggered a yellow level since yesterday afternoon. We have had some showers out of it and some minor street flooding in particular areas prone to the street flooding. And since then, the weather has dampened down or cooled down a bit, so the yellow level has been discontinued for that particular wave. We are expecting the access of another wave sometime late tonight into tomorrow morning. It is not as active as the last wave, but there is a possibility of it bringing some strong wind. But it is a wave nonetheless, so we may get some showers overnight. And having said that, we might be having some strong winds with it. So we're looking to see what is going on with that. And we're also looking at Wednesday coming. After that wave pass, we have a low-level increase in conversion and a perturbation that usually follows a wave. And you would likely to see some showers on Wednesday also. After Wednesday, you may get a lessening of the activity, so to speak, and mostly showers on the offshore areas and to the south of Trinidad between Thursday and Friday. And then again on Saturday, we're looking at another low-level trough activity to come forward. And this one should be extending across most of the Lesser Antilles, particularly from Trinidad and the Windward Islands.
Any areas in particular that could expect like more of this bad weather?
Well, as I said, the wave that is coming tonight will not be as active as the last couple of waves we have had, but we're still looking at one or two showers and the possibility of isolated heavy showers or thunderstorms.
Right.
Initially, you're going to be looking at in the offshore and near coastal areas of, let's say, Trinidad eastern and southeastern areas, because that is where the general focus of the wind is going to be coming from. So yes, we're going to be seeing that type of weather earlier on the eastern coastal areas and their offshore areas. And as the day progresses, probably you may see on the western coastal areas the possibility for the chance for an isolated heavy shower or thunderstorm. The important thing that we want to stress at this time is even with all the bouts of showers, the Saharan dust will remain in significant quantities throughout. And it is not going to be lessened. Right now we are seeing as if showers are falling around, but most of it you're going to...
You have 1 minute left.
It is both the bouts of showers and the Saharan dust is jostling for supremacy in the atmosphere, and neither one is looking to go away. So we should have intermittent periods of possibly one or two isolated heavy showers, or possibly a thunderstorm in certain areas, and also the Saharan dust.
All right, Mr. Benjamin, let me just call you back in 1 second. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This one's in call ended as soon as
election back and I'll die away. In short.
Hi, Mr. Benjamin, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. To the listening public, we apologize. We just had a little technical difficulties, but I was just sorting it out. Okay, so yes, so we were I was asking a question. Well, I actually wanted to ask you the question. I know last time that we spoke, you would have mentioned that within June that 60% of we actually had 60% of that rainfall within 2 days period. Which would have been not last week, but week before, correct?
Yes, that was an initial bout of rainfall. We had the effects of a tropical wave, and that was the weekend. I think it was the weekend a couple of weeks ago when we would have had the riverine flooding, the orange level riverine flooding and the yellow level, and we also had a wind event, yellow level for strong winds at that time. So that week, weekend and week was particularly heavy week for weather conditions as far as the rainfall and flooding is concerned.
Right. So based on that, though, like what we are seeing right now, would you say that there's a lot more activities in open waters, like in reference to this particular rainy season?
Well, I would not refer to the whole rainy season as to the particular areas of where the heavier showers might fall.
Right.
But we are seeing that, well, at least in the first instance, we are seeing that the strong convergence is taking place initially out in the near eastern and offshore areas. So we would have been having the stronger thunderstorms across those areas. But as the day progresses and a little bit a mix of heating and even the topographical features such as the hilly areas and mountains is helping with the lift also, so we could see some thunderstorms developing over land, isolated ones. I don't expect that the rainfall would be as heavy as we have had in the bout we had last couple of weeks. But it is in fact the rainy season. We are in June, so we always have to be prepared for what is likely to happen. Right. Even if we don't get the widespread rainfall, the individual isolated heavy showers or thunderstorm are likely to produce street or flash flooding in the areas so prone. So what you could have happening most likely is that some areas would not be getting as much heavy rainfall and some areas would be getting and having the street or flash flooding.
What about our rivers at present? Are they at a stable or based on the levels?
Well, I have not had any readout from the data that is provided to us, any recent readout, but analyzing and looking at the type of rainfall we have had overnight and into this morning, I do not anticipate any significant rise in many areas as far as the rivers are concerned. But when we have heavy bouts or isolated bouts of heavy showers, the minor water courses will of course tend to be swollen and filled up a bit, and they would more likely run off quite quickly because there is not enough to sustain the high levels.
All right. Well, again, Mr. Benjamin, I want to tell you, tell you thanks so much for taking the time to give us that update. Before you go, though, should Trinidadians, what cautions would you give them for the next couple of days, if any at all, with this impending weather?
Okay. Well, despite all of what I have said before, the individual persons who live in particular areas should understand the type of impacts the weather would have on their area. For instance, there are people who would be living on the hillsides. The ground is waterlogged. The chance for land slippage is elevated at this time. So if you know you're living on hillsides, you probably have to be very aware of the possibility of that occurring. Also, if you know you're living in areas that tend to flood or are prone to flooding or emerging floodplain areas, then you have to be cognizant of the possible effects of the weather as far as that is concerned. So depending on where you live in, you should know the effects of the weather over your area and be prepared for it. Be prepared also for the wind and also have your grab and go bags, because we are in fact in both the rainy season and the hurricane season. So we should have been prepared, or we should keep prepared for any eventuality as far as the weather changes are concerned.
All right. Well, thank you so much again, Mr. Benjamin. And we probably later on during this week we will connect with you again for a further update. But you keep safe, and thanks so much for being so informative and at least being able to share with our members what is going on with the weather.
Okay, no problem. Everybody just be safe, take care, and be prepared.
All right. Thanks again.
All right.
All right, let me take this call. Hi, good afternoon, member. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm so loud. Hold on.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, yes.
Yeah. I was trying to take up the video there and cause a little commotion.
Yeah.
All right. Before the weatherman, Mr. Benjamin, came on, you all were talking about the police and thing, and then somebody called me. I tell people do not call me during this hours, you know. Anyhow, what the names you could look at for the police services, the Trinidad and Tobago Constabulary Force. Now the word force it used to be Trinidad and Tobago Police Force, and then it was changed after the 1970s riots and things of the provinces, because they found force was that word was too brutal or too strong, and they came up with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Right.
And the next point is that in Jamaica and Grenada they have this position, what they call this title they call rural constables. Now the rural constables will be like somebody in the community itself who will know everybody or most of the people, and he will be able to gain a certain amount of respect and the people will respect him in the community. Right? Now this is a kind of auxiliary kind of service. Right? You might get paid a little thing by not a full-fledged policeman. Right? So we could look at that. Right? The other thing, they were talking about policemen from white skin policemen, however you want to call it. Now, from the time I was born, I remember a man named James Reed. Mr. James Reed, I think he was a British citizen. He was the commissioner of police when I was a little boy. And after, we had Mr. Tony May. I believe Mr. Tony May was more or less a white Trinidadian. But then with the 1970 uprising and black consciousness and thing, with the Black Power movement and everything else, and NJAC and everything else, Dr. William at the time, he moved away from any white-skinned policeman, and he gave a gentleman, Mr. Eustace Bernard, he made him commissioner of police. Now, Eustace Bernard was the first black commissioner of police, or the black-skinned police commissioner in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? So you see a lot of things what have been forgotten in Trinidad. And I talking these things from my head. I have no book on it, none of it. That's from my head, you know. Right? Because I paid particular attention to my civic situations here, civic activities here from small till today. That's why I could talk on radio and have this experience that I could dispense with. Right? So I just say that because when it was a very interesting topic, and I said, nah, I must have a discourse on it. So my brothers, people coming again. You go ahead.
No, I just wanted to tell you, you know, we value your contribution. So, you know, it's good to be able to share your insight as well, and to give us give us some informative information in the aspect of you know, back then what it was called and why the names was changed and all of these different things. So we are grateful for that information.
Okay, nice. But I'm still at the back of the class, sir.
No.
Nah, don't do that.
Oh, go on, don't do that. You're in front.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But thanks so much, Mr. Lockett, for your contribution.
I don't pick on good man. Say what you are. Good.
Hi, good afternoon, member.
Hey, brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, no, Lord, I'm here. No, thanks for the opportunity once again. I was now rethinking the contribution I would make just now. Not because it's my contribution, I was just thinking about it. I feel as though it makes some. I feel as though it makes some type of sense that could have real impact in the short term to medium term, like initially, like so. On our mornings in our communities, we know persons making their way to work in the early morning. Let's just say once a week, you know, you have a police unit, a vehicle there in the morning, officers there, just observing, showing that presence, that real presence, you know, not just on the television or on the radio or from a distance, actually in the community, so persons know that, hey, the police service is actively working on the national security and comfort of all citizens. So that just do the right thing. Just focus on going to school, going to work, be positive, because the police service is in the community. I think that would have major impact, and it wouldn't cost no big set of dollars, right? And is no big set of thinking or long talk, however. I feel it will have real impact real soon. If all you want to, you could expound on what you think about that too. Because as a comparison, you know, they say on TV, if you have any kind of deals or transactions to make, come to the police station and do that. It could be just a similar element of the presence in the community. Once a week, from 8 to, let me say, about 12 midday,
right.
4 hours. Yeah, then go take no set of resources, no time, and it would ease down, because persons know once again that, hey, the police service is in the community, and etc. etc.
Now remember, we would say that it may not take or use a lot of resources, but trust me, they're going to hit you that one first thing first. They don't have enough vehicles. That's the first thing they're gonna hit you.
Lie. Anyway,
lie. I could respect. I mean, well, it's an idea, and you know, whatever realities they're dealing with, that would be an opportunity for them to express the realities, and maybe the higher ups in the national security would take a real review of what resources are available, whatnot. I mean, and then too, if you don't have the vehicles, then hey, foot patrol. You know, foot patrol once a week. You know, stretch your legs. Foot patrol.
I hear you. Remember, I definitely hear you.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you.
Boy, if he knows, if he only knows how much them going on ball. There are persons before you. There are persons who say that they say persons in the police station. I saw a comment a while ago that they say police officers these days, like they're only in the service to build shed, and they're talking about their belly. Oh my gosh! They're lazy.
I need to join the service then.
They only building shed.
I'd say special good afternoon to our YouTube chat. We haven't said good afternoon to y'all for the day. But big up to y'all listening.
I did. Yes.
It's been a long show. Monday, I don't know what it is. The first day out after 4 days. The day just dragging, boy. Anyway, good afternoon, Andre. He asked, don't these officers get psychological tests periodically? I don't want to confirm or deny that, but in this new hypothetical police force that we are building, we want it quarterly. That is my mandate, so that we know end of each quarter it's starting around the country from March 1st. We getting that evaluation from south come straight up to town, right?
Now, callers, we invite you guys to be a part of the conversation. Members, sorry. I am advising you guys to please call 466-5391 for now. All right, we only have one phone line for now. We are actually sorting out a technical issue. So call 466-5391 if you want to call in and be a part of the show. All right. So don't call 342-0081 just for now. Yeah. And for all our new callers, if you wasn't aware, let me let you know.
We invite you to be a part of the conversation. Please be mindful and remember our house rules. Be respectful. Keep your contribution under 3 minutes. This house is open to everyone.
All rise. All rise. The Street Council is in session on the Street 919 FM.
Hi, member. Yes, good afternoon.
That was good. Because of the one number, and of course, a while ago, I get you have your boy 9-1 by a switch quick. All right, okay. We having fun too, you know. And you see how nice a council does go when everybody disciplined. Attention, Waterman, I was judged for being conscious. For being conscious. I telling all you. On this station, I always answer some kind of questions, and it just take some questions too that sometimes you say nothing. But together with all you and all you look for the higher and whatever and all you make up as something. And for the longest while I spend this station, this is what I always would have liked to see. We in an age of airways now. We're not in an age of just in a council, in a community where people ain't care, so they don't know. But you see, this here is a teaching something. This is what you doing here now, and I'm glad you make it up, is that it's teaching the right way of civic politics, civic consciousness. And if you do it nice and right, just as how it's supposed to be, as the parliament that everybody recognizes, we will be able to control with discipline. And because that had lost in the parliament a while with Humphrey and all of them up there, when they start, we have to look at life as yesterday and today. What you see in today, I 60 change and things. Many of us really did not understand politics or nothing in those days. You know, those are elder people running here, and half of them don't know. I'm telling you, it have those who know, it have those who don't. But it's a change. And the generation today, like you who younger than me, and getting in a grasp of the knowledge from the book bag today, able to come out with the wars and the goods of yesterday and bring it out, that a fellow like me at the 60 change could link with all and show all exactly what's happening in our society, in our environment. I use words that not half of people will, because I do thing, me no certificate, and they'll tell you take the thing is non-certificate mine. Because just like La Foqueta, we know things by common sense, not by book. Me no big book man, but it's the common sense of my life. Put it into the knowledge we have, what we get out of book, create, and what you have. We're not a creative people. We're not creating on what we learn. We're just learning for the people industries. So we're only working for Marshall right to, and then coming up with something for we to work. So we said.
President, you have like 20 seconds, right? We have to go pay some bills, yeah?
All right, okay. And, all right, okay, yeah. Right.
All right,
it's too short.
Yeah, we're going to connect in the next hour.
Right, it's too short.
All right, guys. So we have some bills to pay, and then after we're going to come back in our last and final hour. And you guys know that's our exciting segment. What is a crime, or what is not a crime, but should be considered a crime? So for the ones that probably would have gone through some certain things over the week, so over the weekend, and you're saying to yourself, boy, that should be a crime. Well, then share it with us in the next hour. Yeah, keep it locked to the Street 919 FM.
Are you searching for answers to life's questions? Those things that disturb and concern you the most? Why all the wickedness? Why the suffering in the world? Will it end? Who is responsible? Well, if so, join us right here on The Street 91.9 FM every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. with Brother Samuel Gooding and Roland White, where we open the Bible and find answers to all these things and more. For it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
This is the voice of Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist. We are preaching Emergency Alert broadcast, which is from the Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist Church. We will be featuring voices of brethren from different parts of the world, preaching the gospel, preaching prophecy as it relates to current events and the ending of the world. Listen to us on 91.9 FM every Sunday from 9:05 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Sundays. May God bless you as you learn the truth. In Jesus' name, amen.
Don't miss June savings at Furniture Plus. Get up to 50% off shop appliances, furniture, electronics, mattresses, and more. Buy now, pay later with affordable higher purchase plans. Plus, earn Caribbean Airlines. Travel miles with your purchase. Visit any Furniture Plus stores or shop online.
Every child is created for excellence. Release the natural intelligence from every child with the IBG educational products. Just listen to these testimonies.
He wanted to read to show me what he can read. In one day time, we get through the program and she made real good marks.
And she's singing the song. She liked the song too bad.
And they were really excited. It's success in no time for them.
With the IBG educational products, we guarantee instant learning to all.
This is about the best thing I've seen.
She did extremely well.
At IBG, we project the young minds of today to be leaders tomorrow. Just call us at 330-1384 or WhatsApp us at the same number, 330-1384. Delivery at your door. Find us on Facebook and Instagram. Start working from at home with the IBG educational products and send them out to school as champions.
Are you tired of scratching the surface? Do you want to understand the real forces shaping Trinidad and Tobago? From the delicate dance of our energy sector on the global stage, to the geopolitical shadows behind the crime affecting our streets, we dig deeper. The third umpire goes beyond the headlines. We connect the dots between local challenges and the international currents that truly impact your life, your wallet, your security. Join Stephen Matheson, Selvin Mitchell, and Ronaldo Rollux, 3 employment law and human resource management consulting professionals, as they unpack the complexities, analyze the power plays, and reveal the often hidden realities. Understand the game. Understand your role in it. The third umpire, critically analyzing Trinidad and Tobago's economic and political realities on how they affect your daily lives. Tune in Monday to Friday at 4 p.m. on The Street 919 FM. Don't just listen to the news. Understand it.
Come enjoy incredible June savings at Furniture Plus. Get up to 50% off. Shop appliances, furniture, electronics, mattresses, and more. Buy now and pay later with our fast and easy credit plans. Visit any Furniture Plus store or shop online today.
Planning your Tobago getaway? Choose the highest Google-rated car rental company on the island, O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago. Located just minutes from the A&R Robinson International Airport, at O'Neill, we pride ourselves on being the most tech-savvy car rental company in Tobago. Our process is 100% digital. No paperwork, no long lines. From easy pickup to seamless returns, renting a car in Tobago has never been simpler. WhatsApp us now at 1-868-361-1042 to book your vehicle. Don't forget to mention promo code RADIO2 to receive a 5% discount on your rental. Send a WhatsApp message to 1-868-361-1042 today. That's 1-868-361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago, the easiest, most reliable car rental experience on the island.
Vehicle availability is subject to change.
Driver must be at least 25 years old and have a valid driver's license to book. For more information, visit www.rentalcartobago.com.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on The Street 919 FM radio. Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Council is in on The Street 919 FM.
My sister, and let us build a nation together.
Members, we invite you to be a part of the conversation. Please be mindful and remember our house rules. Be respectful. Keep your contribution under 3 minutes. This house is open to everyone. All rise, all rise. The Street Council is now in session on The Street 919 FM. Your speakers of the house, Anderson and Hashim.
Now the election back and I'll die away. In short, this is what I have to say.
Now remember, members, that if it is that you want to be a part of the show today, you guys would only be able to call us at this present time at 466-5391. You could also send your WhatsApp messages as well.
Discipline, tolerance.
But our other phone line is down at the moment, yeah?
To build a strong and better nation.
So 3698.
That is the main foundation.
Said good afternoon, gentlemen. The men and women of the TTPS are exceptionally dedicated, tirelessly working to ensure the safety of all Trinidad and Tobago citizens. We must commend them for their outstanding efforts. The government should provide them with upgraded equipment, a well-deserved pay raise, and a $2,000 reward for every bandit they apprehend.
I was with you. I was with you to the last part, but I will not sit here and say that there are not those who selflessly give of themselves to ensure that, or attempt to make Trinidad and Tobago a safe place. We will never just flat out say that all police ain't no good on here on the council.
And I wouldn't say for every criminal to give them a reward, because if that's the case, then Trinidad and Tobago will go broke.
Oh yeah, because everybody gets into it.
Yeah, we'll definitely go.
Because
at the end of the day, if it is that you take an oath to do a job, it's your job.
Yeah.
Why should we also give you an additional incentive for you to bring in
bandits
or
criminals
overall? Nah.
Next thing you know, everybody will be bringing in everything.
I like your idea, member, but
I will go for the pay raise and the more resources.
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, member. Welcome.
All right. Skillful enough to know the timing. Right, again, President Trinidad and Tobago Villager Dream. Villager. At the end, President Trinidad and Tobago Villager. And on my profile, anybody want to see my posts and so forth, whatever, let go the best as it look. It is Clement Ned. You punch in Clement Ned, and you could find me. On radio, I am President Trinidad and Tobago Villager. Right. And you know why they're crying?
Tell us.
Yeah, why they're crying? You see, when the police service is not in a position or can't get in the way to get in a position that they nominate and elect the chief that they find is a chief of the police service, and I didn't say police force, because the police service will make the police force. We are putting no cat before horse here. I am putting no rugged man to deal with no nice man. I'm putting the nice man to deal with the rugged man. So it's a police service we have. So what the police service going to do is to make rugged police, which is police force, to deal with the force in the country. We have to look like an atom. You know what is an atom? An atom has 3 particles and 3 elements. When most of life move with atoms, and all atoms, I think all atoms, give it a 1.5 for it lucky. You know? And by atoms, we could able to create, because when you bust an atom, it's splitting plenty, and all of that was causing the 12. But you hear what I'm saying? The police need 3 in the atom. 1 community, 1 street, because we are street, and 1 force. And with those, they're working into their own discipline and helping the community one, because he's the one in the community and the force of the healthy. And not putting the community man to run there until they need he up on the pedal. But he dealing with the community. He could always tell the force or the hierarchy of the whole police what's going on in his community. We have to be ordered. We have to be disciplined. If we don't have discipline, then all we really live in is a scattered talk for talk, and nobody putting the true discipline to be disciplined, that the whole society going to be disciplined. And that is why I would say, if they can reach to that point, to do the right thing, to have them of no government putting in no commissioner. The police service choose the chief. They know the chief. They know the chief. So if and doing it and they can't get to do it and somebody causing them to do not to do it, that is a crime. I'm done.
Thank you so much for that, member. So what is not a crime but should be considered a crime is you sending bad dogs in my yard to bite up my yard, to bite up my tree, to make a mess in my yard. And then you have the audacity to say we should have peace and don't expect me to attack back. That should be considered a crime. It was just time.
You're talking about your neighbors or you're talking about something else?
It was just time. It was just time before we would have seen or heard that Iran has decided that they're not going to take that just like that. So the president of the United States decided that he wants to get himself into the mix, do his thing, and then ask for peace. And now Iran has decided that they're not going to take it just like that.
Let me tell you something, right? I am very thankful. I have no direct immediate family currently in the red, white, and blue. I have a couple of people I know up there, and I implore you all to come your tail back down into these good islands where you belong. All right?
I want us to dive a bit in it, but we'll leave it. We had
to leave it for tomorrow, but for now, I think we can all comfortably agree that Donald J. Trump is a walking crime. Okay?
Don't say that, because there are people here who say that our honorable Prime Minister is Trump 0.2, you know, or 2.0, however they put it. Okay. They say, they say that how, you know, she wouldn't mix matters either.
And all your is criminal too.
Oh my gosh. So I'm seeing here that Andre, who is actually locked on YouTube. Good afternoon to you, Andre. Andre is saying what should be a crime but isn't wearing sunglasses at night. That should be a crime.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, if you're watching on the stream and that was a jab at me, there's a bright light in my face. And my eyes ain't working too good with it.
It's not night.
Yeah, but I mean the way outside, you know, we indoors, you know how that does go sometime, you know. But I understand exactly what he means. You know, I just trying to cover my bases and defend myself, right? It don't have to make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. My eyes hurt otherwise. But
the crime, there's another crime and there's another crime. What should be considered a crime is when my co-speaker is very, very sensitive today. He wants to make sure that he's protected.
First of all, I am red, okay? I am sensitive all the time. Alright? Don't just assume it's because it's a Monday.
Oh, it's not because it's a Monday.
No, I am red and I bruise easily, right? Wow. If I walk in here and I have a mosquito bite, you gonna be like, who bites you any night? Don't worry about that.
Yeah, see.
Right? Don't study that. I will have a story for that at a different time.
You know, Kunji and I'm really right, you know. You now admitted it. You now admitted it.
That I read?
Wrong and better nation.
I don't tell you that balance they plant in my garden warm to you.
But you know, we didn't hear from Kunji today, so good afternoon going out to him though. And
where's KFC? Where's KFC?
Look, we were already thinking of like we haven't heard from KFC either. And you know, those are
hey, good afternoon to listeners. Yes, good afternoon to the Sky. I ain't heard from you in a while. Good afternoon, Truckman.
What's up with the Sky?
I'm not sure, you know. I feel since rain started to fall, he
went up in the sky.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we haven't heard from and Truckee. We haven't heard from Truckee in a bit too. So we hope that you guys are doing well.
Likewise.
You know, and in good health as well. And this is the new the start of cancer, right?
Yeah, we're officially cancer season now. Yeah.
Season.
Yeah.
So big up to all my cancers out there.
Both my
we partying.
Both my parents are cancers, so yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They born a day apart actually.
Wow.
Yeah, fun fact.
Wow. Isn't that interesting?
Very much so. You see what is not a crime? We had to get it all the way. It's Monday. Why are you home after a 4-day weekend? you're wicked. The store did not function properly today. We couldn't get the service that we wanted today because you feel rain about to fall and my big toe starting to swell. So let me stay home. You're wicked. You're wicked, and I should send police for you. That is a crime. That is a crime. 4 days. 4 days. That's the long. I think this is the longest weekend for the year. You know, you really couldn't come out on this Good Monday. You didn't rest enough. I running on half an hour sleep, and look where I am right here. So I have no excuse.
Way boy,
You're
jamming them hard, boy.
Nah, you have to. You have to.
Jamming them real hard. So
Otherwise,
yeah, we invite you guys. What is not a crime but should be considered a crime, and you guys could call 466-5391 and be a part of the show. You could also send your comments as well. Also to the ones on YouTube, you could use the chat, that chat feature there, and you could share.
Yeah, you can share your comments.
Your comments there as well. Be a part of the show.
What is not a crime but should be
considered a crime.
You see, Andre was teasing. You see?
What?
You were teasing about the sunglasses. Yeah. About the sunglasses. He admitted. It's alright, Andre. It's alright. Respect. You see what's not a crime but should be a crime?
I was really trying to give Andre the benefit of the doubt, you know.
I know now. I know when peacocks come for me, bro.
Andre. Come in front of the class and sit down because you're not paying attentive. You're not being attentive. Alright, you're skylarking. Come in the front. Come in.
Anyway, you know what's not a crime but should be a crime? That goal last night.
That should be a crime?
That should be the bar should be raised higher. So the ball could go in.
What should be a crime as well is you coming to ask me for a set of money, but going out there and showing me what
show where the money going.
You understand? Yeah. That should be a crime. Don't do me that. Don't do me that.
Hey, he not gonna live that goal long for a little while, though. For a little while, that goal gonna hang over your head, bro. I feel bad for you, but not really, because boy, I was right there. I felt the kick. And when that kick, did you see Dwight's reaction when he thought the goal was going in?
Yeah.
How you could let on Dwight like that, man? That's not cool.
What should be considered a crime is for all the ones that did not support the red, white, and black last night. That should be considered a crime. Because no matter what, support your country, right? And to what should really be a crime, and this one a little more serious, you see. And I think people, honestly, I think a lot of persons really taking advantage of the situation. I've been hearing a lot of stories where private taxi drivers, those P drivers and them, literally holding up, passengers and so forth, and it is not should be considered a crime. It is a crime.
That is a crime.
And I think that you all need to stop it, right? It's already difficult. It's already hard. I think I saw a Colombian lady jumped in a taxi somewhere in Central, and I think she was heading Felicity, and the driver pulled in some back road, and he actually raped her and took her cell phone and so forth.
Yeah.
Come on.
You see that? You see that? Oh yeah. I quick to wish hell on you. I'm
You understand?
sorry.
Hi, good afternoon, member. Welcome.
Pleasant good afternoon, my friend.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And how are you today?
We good. And what about you?
Cool, calm, and collected, boy.
Nice. So what is a crime? What is not a crime but should be considered a crime?
Well, let me first compliment you guys for a good job. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I admire you all in that station there. What I think is not a crime but should be a crime is the amount of vehicles that we park on the roadside. Amount of vehicles that we park on the roadside. Well, there is the exception for, somebody being a tenant renting there and they have no parking facilities and things. But I'm talking about vehicles that is not even roadworthy and so on. And being utilized by on road, parked by the roadside and so on. I find that should be a crime. Number two, I think that what is not a crime and should be a crime is I carry my little daughter to school, a cigarette behind the ears, and an armless jersey, the pants falling on the bottom, and she's properly dressed. Carrying her to school. I find that should be a crime.
You underdress while she look prim and proper.
Yes.
Yeah, come to the front of the class with that one.
I find that mommy carrying the little school child to school, especially a girl, but mommy dress is shorter than the child uniform dress. We need to look at these things, man. Some of us is not being good role models, and it is causing a problem in the society.
Correct is right. Correct is right.
But more than that, I listened to the president spoke a while ago, and my additional contribution is I would like to see the day when love would come to stay, boy. Love is living of values every day. Love is living of values every day. And one of the things that I would think that would bring back this country is us being honest in what we do and say, especially where production is concerned. Being productive and creative, do our job, just exercise punctuality, regularity, accountability, and transparency. If we would exercise that, and everybody have to reach for 10 o'clock, brother, be on the people work for quarter to 10. You have to be for 7 o'clock, be on the people job for quarter to 7. Perform your day work, and I'm talking to the police service, the teaching service, the postal service, the fire service, the taxi driver, the tailor. Every one of us do our job. That will help this country 100%. Trust me. Last but not least, again, let me compliment you guys. All the program is special. I continue to listen, although I hardly call in. My name is One Time.
One Time. All right. Well, thank you so much for your contribution. One Time.
Yeah, man.
I can definitely get me.
One time after the next.
Yeah. Nah, but that dressing thing, definitely.
Yeah.
I need to set a better example. Fellas, I don't know how many more times all you had to hear it for it to make sense. Your pants have no reason to be underneath your bottom. None whatsoever. And no matter how much time you say it, they doesn't hear. The lower the better. And you tell them what that does mean, you know.
But one of the problem for me is that it just looks so scrappy. You know, just as what one time said. You know, you have on a vest and you just have pants down.
You look sloppy. You look sloppy and a tongue and sloppy because your pants under your bottom. It is a ragged wife beater you have on. Your hair not comb. You're standing like this. I can't do it. My back a little too wide.
Right.
But you're standing like this. And then your foot standing up sticking out one way, and then the next foot sticking out the next way, and then you're in a tongue sandals that too small for your feet, and you going out, you leave your mother place looking like that.
Another problem I just have is when I see dads, especially dads, dropping off their kids, and I'm talking about preschool, primary school kids, and while you dropping them off. You're holding the lunch kit and the bag, but in your next hand, you smoking a cigarette.
That makes any sense?
You at least trying to wait until you drop off your responsibility
before you light something up.
And it's kind of setting a tone and it's setting a bad example. And at the same time, you're wondering why kids in school nowadays. That's what they're into.
Yeah.
behind the block, behind the school, smoking.
Because you had residual smoke in their head since they was 3.
So that should definitely be considered a crime.
And mothers
and
mothers who dress skimpy to drop children off, or ain't no better.
Yeah, we had to be seeing things that we shouldn't be.
Why your cleavage showing at the kindergarten? Who you trying to pick up? Why your skirt had to be shorter than your daughter own? It's not fit. You're going to Sacred Hearts to drop off a child. I mean to name drop school, but oh God.
Wait, like you see something?
I'm not confirming or denying anything, right? I just name dropped a baby school that I knew. That's all I did. Right?
Okay.
All you do better by your children, please.
And rightfully, what he mentioned about, persons who would pack up their vehicles, and I want to even give one as well. What should be considered a crime? Persons who think that the nation's road, let me load on this music. Persons who think that the nation road is your storage, is your backyard, right? You have a whole piece of junk, right, on the nation road for years. Park up there, cannot move. Why are you doing that? If it is in your property, I have no issue with that. But why should it be on the nation road?
Once it's outside your fence, I reckon need to come for that.
That should be considered a crime.
Within a bare minimum, a month.
And I said it already, that the problem starts, and you're hearing it from our members. The problem stems from the homes. The problem stems from the heads. The problem isn't, it didn't happen today, This problem starts from the homes. So we need to really, really do better. Set a better example. And that's why when we came here last week and we spoke about the behaviors in our parliament, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We need to set the example. And the example cannot be that and I even heard a comment too from the speaker saying that you all are behaving like the inside here is a fish market, and this is the present Speaker of the House.
The same and one who was being biased.
Right, and he was addressing the Minister of I think it's the MP for San Fernando East, which is Mr. Manning, Brian Manning, and he was saying that you're making comments, but you are actually contributing to this fish market, and I say that to say, that we really need to look at the things that we say and how we communicate with each other, because it is creating, and it is just creating that sort of culture, that sort of environment that the younger ones, that generation gap is picking up. And then after we sit down and we wonder, but
why they went wrong?
Yeah, we are the problem. We are the problem, and we need to fix it. And I say we because all of us could do better. Yeah, and we could do better. We contribute to the problem. Let us stop contributing to that problem and start being a part of the solution. And here on the council, the street council, is where we're going to definitely insist that that change starts now.
And here.
Right here. Not anywhere else, but right here on the streets. Yeah? So, again, we invite you guys to be a part of the show, and you guys could share what should be considered a crime right here on the Street 919 FM. You have any there for me?
Yeah, there was one in my head pertaining to what we were talking about, but it slipped me because when we get going, sometimes the thoughts kind of disappear. But as we was on transportation, what is not a crime but should be a crime? All y'all who be traveling, particularly in maxis or the higher cars, and you holding up the ride while digging for change. We are in an active roadway, A lot of these maxi men like to stop helter-skelter. They only hear beep in the car and go...
Yeah, no indicator.
No indicator, nothing.
Yeah.
Right? They're already in an active roadway, and you waiting to get out of the maxi to then dig in your bag for money.
Oh no, make matters worse. When you dig in your bag, you pull out $100, and the fee is $3 or $4. that should be considered a crime.
The Maximan, I see Maximan cause real people for that, eh? I see Maximan cause real people for that.
Well, let me tell you something, eh? As we on that, it's not really a crime, but again, I want to big up the one of those nuts man in Barrett area. It had a day, boy, traffic real terrible. When I tell you terrible, and I say, let me buy one of this nuts. But when I dig in my pocket, I realize I had no change, boy.
It's only blues you had, boy?
It's only had one yeah, and I only had a blue, boy. And I say, I say I could get a pack of nuts. I say, but I only have 100, eh? And he say, nah, he say, you fix up now. And he give me the nuts, right? And I passed him a couple times after, but I was on a different lane. And then another day I was feeling for a pack of nuts. And I decided to go in that particular lane because I say if I don't go in the correct lane, I wouldn't bounce him up.
You won't bounce him, yeah.
And I tell him never get a pack of nuts. And I give him a 20.
Right.
I tell him, I say, nah, you don't worry about that. I say, you bless somebody else. And I say, because the other day, I remind him now that you bless me, so you bless somebody else now. And I had to say, that in Trinidad, we still have nice, kind persons. And
for sure.
Yeah, and big up you, nuts man. You know yourself, you continue to provide that nice, good service. Because sometimes, yes, I could understand we do end up in positions like that, Hashim.
Yeah.
That, we forget. But some people just make it a habit, yo.
Yeah. You know where you're going, you know what you're purchasing. You know this is not it's not a booze, it's not a TGI Fridays you're going to, right? You're not getting a family meal, right? It's a little doubles you're buying. A little nuts, right? It's a short drop you're taking.
Yeah.
What you pulling out the blue note for?
And the persons too, who has been a taxi and a maxi, right? And you waiting until you pull up on your spot to now decide that you need to pick up all the stuff that you come with in a maxi or taxi. That should be considered a crime.
Oh,
why?
Sure.
Why?
Yeah. You wait until the bus stop.
And then you looking for your bag and your umbrella. So you didn't realize you coming up to your
little bird, or if you carrying any cage. You know this travel with them bird cage, right?
Who doing that?
On the maxi? Yeah, enough time I travel, I see, but whatever birds they be, I don't know where they get these birds from, but right. you know the birds I'm talking about, right? Right, in the cage, they be jumping in maxis with these birds. So your bird treating up the whole ride, right? A man almost went and leave a cage a day. I said, big man, you don't want it.
Them birds expensive, you know.
Apparently, it must be expensive if you're carrying it. If you're carrying it around like that, how much them birds does go for?
Boy, all I know. It's a bird's price range from what kind of 12K go up, you know.
12K, you saying?
Yeah. People just rather invest in the birds.
I was gonna say like a little 1,000, 2,000,
no, partner.
Are you just carrying around in cage like that?
Partner.
You know how slippery man fingers is these days? That's probably why I ain't seen no birds man since I'm back.
I haven't seen, actually, yeah, as you
I have not seen a man with a bird cage since I reached back Trinidad 6 months ago.
What should be considered a crime is these networks that keep sending me numerous messages right through with things that I have no interest in. Right? Please. Stop it. I need to take this.
We need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is putting more.
Yeah. I feel you on that. Before you send me a chance to have dinner with one of your attractive brand ambassadors. Right?
Okay, you on a different...
You sending me promos for an Android phone that I do not want. And not even the decent Android phones, that I could at the very least say, well, I could be seen in decent company with a phone like this anyway. No, you're sending me the cheapy Android phone. Or you're trying to promote the cheapy Android phone and pawn it off to me with a little prepaid deal or postpaid deal. No, get me a date with anyway.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow, you see, I know, that was I say to myself, that road you going down there, it seemed Like, you know?
No, because you be hiring all these good celebrities to promote your company, right? The prettiest celebrities in Trinidad and Tobago, and you can't not once say, "Hey, we auctioning off a dinner with one of these celebrities." Right? I'm not speaking for the fellas alone. I'm speaking for the ladies too, because I know it has some ambassadors out there that the ladies find attractive as well. You know, before you say, "Hey, win a dinner date with such and such," if you top up to our taxi number, blah blah blah. And what promo you will get? But no, I want a blue phone. When last you see a blue, boy? It's blue you used to call it, right?
You see, you
Me Too. That's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. When last you see a Me Too, right? Even people I know who struggling don't have Me Too's no more.
It has been a while. Actually, I'm surprised that there are some persons who I'm even surprised that they're on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And I didn't say that to offend anyone, but it's like I'm surprised because, you know, some persons. Anyways, I'll leave that for another day because I think I might end up sinking myself, so never leave that right. But
I had no filter for my mouth. I don't mind thinking. I real good over here. When's the last time you see a Me Too, boy? People who say time's hard and I don't see no Me Too in your hand, so times can't be that hard.
I don't think, you know, when you look at Trinidad, you see this thing about times hard. I mean, yes, it may be hard, but there's a lot of persons living their best lives, eh?
I see so.
Living their best lives.
It can't have, we on PG, we on PE what? PEJ or PEK? We can't be on PEK in a short span of 2.5 years if time's that hard. You know? If you're struggling out there, please know that we are not referring to y'all, and we empathize with your struggle.
What should be considered a crime is those persons who they don't miss a fet, but come in by you to ask you for $1 borrow 100. Then 100 now. That should be considered a crime.
And you walk in the fet with your hands swinging, eh?
That should be considered a crime.
That should be considered a crime. So first of all, you want to be in every fet, but you're not coming with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You need a drop there. You need a drop back. But you must be in the party, ain't? It's okay to let people miss you, no? My mother used to tell me that because I used to be out all the time. It's okay to let people miss you, no? You don't have to hit every fet, no matter how much the soca song says so. Well, you have this fear of missing out now. It's okay.
It's what okay. Probably might happen in the fet that you might miss out.
Sometimes
the vibes with the crew.
Yeah, I guess. I understand it from that perspective.
And for those who what's another crime for me is for these promoters who send out these invitations for vendors and so forth to be a part of the event and so forth. And they don't have the audacity.
They don't have it or they had it?
They don't have the audacity to reach out to the said vendors that they invite and wanted them to be a part of their event to let them know that the event has been pushed back.
Oh, yeah.
That should be considered a crime.
That's a crime for sure.
Right?
What's even a worse crime?
Especially when you have deadline and thing. You have deadline to pay and this and that and that. And then you have to find out from you doing your own research to know, hey, the event is not next week. That should be a crime.
Oh, your event just flop and I waste all my money on this food for nothing.
Correct.
You tell me, I ain't hear cartel come until 2 hours before the thing start. My vending done set up and thing. I ready to make a killing. Nobody coming.
If you didn't get back your refund as yet,
please let us know.
That should be a crime.
That should be a crime. Was a crime too? Why the vendors on the outside of the fet food tasting better than the food inside the fet?
Shoot.
Tell me why. I spend $100 for food inclusive section, and your food run out before 2 o'clock, and it wasn't tasting that good anyway. It's better I just party regular, eat a corn soup outside.
No, but hear this now. During Carnival 2025, I had a problem. I went to a couple events, and one event in particular, when I left and you was exiting the Savannah, there was over, and I'm no exaggeration, there was more than 10 persons lined up, one after the other, selling corn soup. I want to know who is in marketing. I want to know who is in market. Yeah.
Like it was just a corn section.
I am telling you, both sides.
Like
corn soup.
Like an aisle.
Both sides selling corn soup.
What?
So it's like you don't
competition, man.
You don't know which corn soup to take, but it was too much.
It's a competition.
It was too much. And then it had somebody selling Jira neck. One of my friends bought Jira neck. When she told me the price she paid, I was like, what? It was like $40 for an 8-ounce cup. A Jira neck.
No, that sounded right.
And I believe that she thought that we was coming out today very drunk because it was over salty.
Right.
And all they was saying was salty. And here's the biggest thing for me, the flop with that, eh?
Right.
What should be a crime? Definitely, what should be considered a crime is you telling me you selling Jira, but it's curry. It has curry in it.
What?
Listen. Don't do me that.
Nah.
Why it is that you telling me Jira?
Don't tell me that today.
And they mix it with, it has curry in it.
Nah.
Jira is Jira, curry is curry.
So it's curry pig then?
Tell me it's a curry Jira or a Jira curry. But don't tell me it's selling Jira.
That don't make sense. That's two different things.
Don't tell me it's selling Jira and you curry it down.
That don't make no sense though. Jira, jerk, and curry is two different things.
Listen.
How you fusing the two?
Listen.
Make it make sense.
That should
make
be
it make sense,
considered a crime. That should be considered a crime.
No.
What should also be considered a crime is you tell me you selling corn soup, and when I get my corn soup, all I get in it is tin corn.
Oh, the tin corn. Yeah. Oh, you don't have no slice.
No slices of corn. What's that?
And no dumpling neither. Yo, wake it up.
Listen.
Yo, wake it
up.
All
the business banned.
All rise.
And
all rise. The Street Council is in session on the Street 919 FM.
And the soup not even thick. Nah, I like my corn soup sturdy now. It runny.
It watered down.
It watered down bad. I don't like that. You're serving corn broth or corn soup? Which one? It's corn broth you're selling me?
Corn broth? What's that?
But I'm telling you. Somebody soup watery. I can't deal with that. I like a nice thick corn soup. I need at least 3 cup pieces in the cup. Right? And a little 2 dumplings to nyash with.
What is not a crime and should be considered a crime? Persons who order stuff from online stores. And when they try to contact you to do delivery, you're not answering your phone and you're ducking them.
Wow.
You see that?
Wow.
That should be considered a crime.
Nah.
Hi, good afternoon, member.
Well, one time again, boy.
One time.
Yeah, man, I like to big up this program because all it does really make a lot of sense and instill things that is conducive to good living into us, the population. So you just mentioned, well, I first started my contribution by saying living beyond your means should be a crime. But that statement has many branches.
Correct.
Because I just mentioned party, because I think the living in Trinidad and Tobago, I think that we are better than many countries. And don't feel that we get so these ministers and people who is saying, poor people. It is about trying to make each and every one of us more responsible. become more responsible. I hear Mr. Barker saying one morning, you know, you carry to work your lunch, share your lunch with somebody. So me and you finished work yesterday afternoon, 4 o'clock. We both get paid, but you come into work next day without lunch, and I must share my lunch with you. We got to be responsible, my friend. I hope yes, I hope they don't misunderstand me. But last but not least, before I continue to compliment you all again, you see, hairstyle, especially children going to school, I should have mentioned that a while ago.
Oh, Lord. That one there, you're hitting it on the head.
That's our back of the head. Go ahead. I like it.
Hairstyle. And across the board, well, of course, teachers and the policemen and the firemen and all of us, brother. It tantamounts to us being more responsible as adults and do our job. Once we come out to do our job, if you know how that will build up this country, right? So, yeah. My friend, I can't thank all you for this program. You all have a nice evening. I know the time is short. I'll call you all tomorrow, please, God.
All right, thank you so much again for your contribution. Hey, Neme, I want to share this one. I want to share this one with them before.
All right.
Before it, because it's something he said that actually remind me of this clip that I have. You guys listen to this. Listen to this.
I just found the phone. And I didn't know the owner, obviously. I decided because it was unlocked. It looks relatively new. And I know how it is sometimes when you lost something, so I decided let me try and get a hold of the owner. When I entered the phone by pressing, it was a very impressive call log. Mr. Pennywise. Lunch money. Gas money. Grocery man. Mr. Peruvian. Mr. Malaysian. I'm guessing that's weave. Well, that's probably from Steve. Anyhow, the name goes on and on and on. Why don't just call people by the name? Why don't I save people by the name? I wonder. No, it had two Pennywise. Mr. Pennywise and Pennywise Boss. How much Pennywise you using, so ma'am? Anyhow, call your number. I have the phone. Alright? Message.
All rise. All rise. The Street Council is in session on the Street 919 FM.
Nah. No.
Hey.
Nah.
Hashim, when I saw that.
Saving man name in your phone that is not his government name.
It should be considered a crime.
Crime.
Mr. Pennywise. Pennywise Boss.
So wait, which one have more? Who have more cream, Pennywise Boss or Mr. Pennywise?
No, I had one that I had to edit out.
Yeah. Oh, I realized because it went blank.
Yeah.
So that means that's the one she's regularly called.
No. That Mr. Small.
Mr. Small.
Mr. Small. I will just leave out the last part. But
Mr.
yeah, she named him Mr. Small.
So
as somebody said, if you're big, yes, and if you're big enough sense, you'll know what I mean.
I thought it would have been Mr. Big.
No, Mr. Small. Mr. Small. So to ladies who does do them thing that does not save persons by their name, right, and have all. Listen, that should be considered a crime, yo.
I see a man say that's NATO before. You know what NATO is, right? No action, transport only.
What?
Brett, when I tell you, when I find out what I mean, right? Listen, every now and again, if a girl trusts me enough to hold she phone, I'll just be like, contacts.
Nah, partner.
H-A-S.
Nah,
if I don't see my name.
Nah, partner.
I don't see my name.
I had to be calling everybody that I know wanting.
I rather you not save my number.
Them girlfriends and them I had to call them to find out to see exactly what my number
What's your number save as. I rather you not have my number saved than save me as NATO or free food.
Yeah, the man.
Or
he say what's something weave. So just imagine she have Mr. save on she phone where she could get her weave.
Yeah.
Her ponytails.
Oh God, what do you call this salon? What do you call this salon? I don't even know. It have a salon franchise here now, sir? I can't remember. I don't know. Mr. Glorious Body's Glorious Mind.
Mr. Sasha.
Mr. Sasha.
Wow. Mr. Pennywise boss.
Mr. Free Fat Ticket.
Way.
Nah, boy.
Ladies, I'm really disappointed, whoa.
I'm not.
I'm really disappointed.
Ladies, I've seen it before.
Do fellas do that?
No.
A fella might save a girl as Miss Annoying?
Nah. We save girls in our phone according to feature type.
All right, okay. Let me take this
feature type. we use emoji codes, right? Because some girls might have the same name now, so you have to put a peach next to this Stacy, and a pot of honey next to this Stacy.
Oh, okay, sir. All right. So. Hi, President.
Yeah, man. You know what's that, right?
What's that?
So tell me what kind of name I could write on my phone.
So that means so President, you have people save as Miss something and Miss this and Miss that.
Yeah, what's going on? I'm not putting it in this way now. I'm not putting it in this way. A fella looking to request my friendship, right?
Yeah.
But the person who looking, or woman who looking to request my friendship, they don't have an original idea. They say there's all kind of tree and car and all kind of thing I see in, and I had to say, well, yeah, I like your friendship. The whole thing is that, as a matter of fact, some man too fast to be in the woman phone, the woman too fast to be in the man phone. So either one of them go put name that you don't know, but it's Jack I talking to, but you seeing, you must be seeing Jenny, so you will know it's Jack already talking to, or reverse that. So, because people finding people's phone and all kind of thing, and the next thing, my partner find my phone and see that I was jail, but that I would with Jack woman or or John woman, or you know them kind of way. So
yeah,
I will see it as everybody mind their own business that kind of way. In that kind of case, because I'm on police property.
You have about 30 seconds, right, President? You have about 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah, and a man picking up a woman picking up a man's phone and distributing thing that private is noticeable. So let the people do what they have to do. That is their phone.
All right.
That respect, that's a crime anytime we look into mind other people's business.
All right, President, thank you so much for that.
I can't fully agree, because if you have me saving your phone as something that's not my name, I will be concerned.
Now, in the man's defense, the man said he found the phone and he was just going through the phone to see if he could try and make contact with the owner. But when he went in the log, it was a very interesting log.
Yeah,
so
I don't get you wrong.
He literally just ended up probably going through it to see exactly, well, what else this log have. So he saw.
I honestly just want to know if she gets her phone back.
You know, he saw some strange names, and he probably decided, you know what, best me call nobody now, because this got problems. Why go and say hi, this is this President boss? Is this Price Mart boss? Is this, you know? So yeah, that would have just caused conflict. Anyways, guys, we have come to the end of our show. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We make way for the Third Empire.
Yep.
They're up next and they're taking you guys straight to 7 o'clock. All right, so we're going to see you guys here tomorrow, same place, same time, right
Got
here.
lots to talk about.
On the Street Council with your speakers, Hashim and Anderson. Until then, you guys take care and keep it locked to the street. 919 FM.
We out.
The true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program. This Same Jesus, the program that puts Jesus in his rightful place in our hearts and in our homes. Let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.
J.E. Guide Funeral Home and Crematorium Limited is a family-friendly funeral service provider serving the nation for over 75 years. We provide at-need and pre-need services at our 2 locations, 120 Coffee Street, San Fernando, and Craignish Village, Princestown. Contact us at any time at 235-5049 and 652-4261, or find us on Facebook and Instagram. We are family-driven, family-centered.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Alloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Don't miss June savings at Furniture Plus. Get up to 50% off shop appliances, furniture, electronics, mattresses, and more. Buy now, pay later with affordable higher purchase plans. Plus, earn Caribbean Airlines. Travel miles with your purchase. Visit any Furniture Plus stores or shop online.
Hi, I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia.
Please join us on the Final Hour broadcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. on the Street 919 FM radio.
Every week we will journey into the amazing Word of God. So please join us.
See you then.
Hi there, I'm Lester Sublal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and